You see, as rap artists, we gotta paint this picture.
Collaborate and meditate to be one with the nature.
Channel our energy like telekinetics.
Mental telepathy, simple analogy.
Yeah. Covered in shackles and chains, we walk with knowledge degrees.
Abolish demonic derelicts with no apologies.
New from up down the Bible code prophecy.
Yo, hold you, man.
Ain't no one stopping me. Hench mentality got us walking through the Red Sea. On the other end, spot the flags of the enemy. And the long miseries of asking, is it you or me? Attack with full force, hate speed, adrenaline and greed. Destroy all what they need, barricade all the exits. We've come to death, this land Satan infested. I'm calling all cars, killers requested. The strap up, get vested. Calling all cars, killers requested. Strike the Vatican, where's the wolf? I gotta splatter him. Pelt and shots, like rocks at Mary Magdalene. Imagine when we strike the White House and chase the mice out. Imagine when we catch the demons them and tell them lights out. Imagine when we burn up Willie Lynch and hear the boy shout. Imagine when black cars. Now make it happen. Start the guns clapping, start them heads crack, get them whips smack. Swing your sword precisely, hit the wicked man with one slice. Siren sound like air raids, kiss the ground.
You wonder about pyramids on Mars, blacks were the first to know about stars and moons. When them moons on black, believe the world was flat. You see, stupidity is contagious, that's why they all racist. Giving Egyptian pharaoh statues faceless and murdering populations. Henchmen come through like invasions, turn them starters to Benjamin. We the enemy at the gates, causing confusion and tension. Not to mention at the entrance of the structure, false concrete slabs. Genetically bred for war, roll fringe around henchmen flags waving like Juve morning swarming. We're rapping folks in canvas, eluding cameras, secret under hench bandanas and rep Scarborough. Since the Bago, I rep Scarborough. Training for Armageddon to start spitting big wigs like Fargo. In these newer years, we raise arms instead of gold tip spears. I like the skies like rah-rahs, affecting off dead men tears. With a chain of ears, we step like walking tightrope to snipe folk, picking off reverence like interceptions. In this region of night and thick darkness, we spot slips, holding targets. I haul your carcass into the golden soul and sarcophagus. Black apocalypse, fly ahead like rocket ships and stand by the river now, back and chant henchmen.
Yo, I chant henchman mentality. Don't step, you send me on trials for assault and battery. My battery, stay charged. This is wood rack, stay large. Cadets, slaughter, a lot of 666 barcodes. The odds are against us. There's guards and there's pranksters. It's up to define the sunshine for the rainstorm. After the numbness decreases, the pain forms. Brainstorm the next movement. Don't give a fuck about your crew. I ain't gotta prove shit. This is serious business. If you ain't in this to win this, then quit point blank. The goals you stick to and you will only have you to thank. When the downfall and the shame come, you only have to name one and blame one. It's safe to stay in your station. When them niggas come through and barge through to overslew the pagan nation. That's what I breathe for. They see Canaanite bodies strapped up, but that's a C4. Before I rave and rant, henchman mentality I chant. Yo, it is a hard road for shot, but henchmen now move slow. We done side delivery from ancient ago. Rastafari could have never stood low. Patience, the government soon get overthrown. Don't think for a minute that them run Jaja ground. Know that King Selassie, him alone where the ground. Them couldn't cross river Nile, the heathen and get drowned. And the smoke from it chalice make them system melt down. If you know the liberty, then rude boy you feel live it. The love in all your heart, then rude boy you forgive it. Henchmen and they come to reclaim what is divine. Jaja powers within like the sun will be shine. We burn the bloody meat and we burn down them swine. We burn the alcohol and we burn down them wine. For blessings you know what from you seek you shall find. With a yard in home they on the Black Star Line. I think you all praise to King Selassie on the throne. Slew is no Goliath with the sling and the stone.
Yeah. Check out my pyramid text. Let me pierce your calculus for a minute. Those that know what the cryptic scribes be saying spread the Gnostics. Those that don't, I shall clarify it like the sun. To put it simply, henchmenades for the destruction of all Babylon, New Old Roman Emperor, fascist governments and institutions worldwide.
All institutions that support the system shall be inevitably destroyed now and in the future, without bias or mercy. Henchmenides for the Black Holocaust. We are for the reinstatement of reparations and compensations to the Black people who suffered under the whips and chains of the United Fascist States in America and their friends of past and present. We are here to give voice to the compensation and reparations due to us. We are here to collect, not discuss, unless it's about the size of the paycheck. As a henchmenadi, I am standing strong with the Templars whirlwind firestone behind me, pushing me forward. We are here along with the poor and the oppressed worldwide, 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 worldwide.
You see, as rap artists, we gotta paint this picture.
Collaborate and meditate to be one with the nature.
Channel our energy like telekinetics.
Mental telepathy, simple knowledge.
Witnesses say he fired with a semi-automatic pistol, pulling the trigger as fast as he could. He started by walking down the serving line. Witnesses say he fired, reloaded, and fired again.
He was pretty calm about it, even though he wasn't like cussing or saying this or that. He just fired.
After several minutes of terror, there was chaos.
All we could see was his legs and his body and the gun, and that's all.
Because we weren't going to look out from under the tables. I mean, we were underneath the tables just trying to keep from getting hit.
Your henchmen, malicious slash secret societies. Kidnappers, simpletons who despise me. Belly dagger, slice nice and precise. Mentally infested with murderous thoughts, trained to hear gunshots miles away. Those who stray to paraphrase teachings, cause all this and sorrow. The whole mind to stop bleaching. To the point where clans betray their own. But I, Ho Chi Minh, mind, body, soul, flesh, muscle, and bone. Will delete data who dares to compete with this war field marshal. Now bow against my feet. If thou hast not got caught by the blast, run from your surroundings. You'll never last. I'll make the spot look like a scene from hell. Got him wrong, eyes looking like things are going too well. Brigade squad cause the blow, erase and block. Military minded with some Oklahoma bomb talk. So much chalk, this face is like a fucking white desert. And the only lead you got is that spotted blue shirt. But that ain't even mine, so I escape again. Hang inside of my tabati boy to keep me sane. Keep your riches and religion, false belief and fame. Just grab me never ending power while they fall like rain.
Remedies for your sickness. Remedies to ease your pain. Remedies for never ending victory. War chants, God, so we remain. In Mecca City, we feel no pity. When my breath touches the mic, it gets chilly. We waste the cities. Locked in both Cambodia, super token injections are heard in the chamber of the M16. Now I shall proceed to exhale scuds that river pot skulls. Bodies lift and drop boundly with the flood. Just cause you want a few scrimmages don't mean you earn the right to tussle with me. Smoke with me, I dare you to come against me. What that nigga did with you, I'll do for free. Some specialist, revolutionary prophet, joint chiefs and staff, freelance terrorist, creating havoc. I spit what I say with extreme prejudice, no remorse. Could care less if you get burned or get bitten by frost. This is called henchmen. We did oppositional forces by the stroke of the pen. My ink runs red when it gets too hot for y'all. I know y'all gonna be first in line to be recruited by the feds. I leave informers with shackles sticking out their heads. Remedies for your sickness. Remedies to ease the pain. Remedies for never ending victory. War chants, God, so we remain. The motherfuckers don't like us, they like what we do. We can't work with them, but to work with them, that's cool. Keep us the minimum wage and all the modern day slave jobs. The rebels wouldn't stand for that, so some of us might rob. If all of us were evil, then I might steal from our own. With these smokers, we're not Austin, but
but that can't be shown. We work more because the price is what they found as a price. We did the job they couldn't do without pay, now that's nice. Some of us had to be thrown over the ships, how come? Cause we don't run for whips and changes, they get all the wisdom. The spiritual ancestor took care of the body and soul, but they don't see that. We're very further us as black gold. The colors money they face to stab you in the gut and back. Some of us might do the same, see Babylon's where we at. I gotta be crazy that to this world that don't want me. Fuck the world and all its leaves. Slow it down, OG. Now you know we gotta do them dirty deeds to get by. Without controlling teardrops falling from a mom's eye. It's not me that let it down. It's the things that I do to keep my head up. She probably did the same things too. Certain things shouldn't be spoken, but I said them same way. So once you know my revolution's on my mind all day. And when the night comes, it's time for action. Ease back. I can't sit on my ass no more. The revolution is act. Fuck all of them, cause they done turn my face through. They don't give an ass about what they put me through.
Remedies, remedies for your sickness. Remedies, remedies to ease the pain. Remedies, remedies for never end the victory. War chants, God us so we remain.
There's no way they have to do the softest predicament that we in. Give too much power to a nigga, he'll squander it. Political puppets like Jesse Jackson, so it's time to relinquish it. You have three options: surrender, join forces, or we coach it up. Tommy knock your head with bricks, Molotov cocktail your shit. Take your pick. My conscripts don't give a fuck about your posses, pussy crews and so-called clicks. It's not every one of your twats. Fuck where you're from and where you're at. I rep the original man plus cataract.
I end the victory. War chants, God us so we remain.
Well, there's no way they have to do the softest predicament that we in. Give too much power to a nigga, he'll squander it. Political puppets like Jesse Jackson, so it's time to relinquish it. You have three options: surrender, join forces, or we coach it up. Tommy knock your head with bricks, Molotov cocktail your shit. Take your pick. My conscripts don't give a fuck about your posses, pussy crews and so-called clicks. It's not every one of your twats. Fuck where you're from and where you're at. I rep the original man plus cataract. I grew up on the wrong side of the tracks. I'm on skate without track. I dissect from rapid scabs, turn them into human sectional staffs. I'm daily toxic like Beard's war gas. Heathens full convulse some lyrics to catch. Ignite with fingers snap. Fuck Jack. Pretty boy floors get rushed, pockets get racked. Spin your stack before my stack. Back rap for 20 sack. Hit white guys trying to act black. Fuck the days of sitting back. Collecting popo slugs in the back. I got a 6-pack of dynamite. Poised to strike the divisions of precincts at night. Out of sight. Things getting jiggy with it. Lyrics represent the rugged and field tested.
Remedies, remedies for your sickness. Remedies, remedies to ease the pain. Remedies, remedies for never end the victory.
War chants. War chants. It's war chant time. Yo, we're here. We're here. We're definitely here. Islam to all the Moors. Yesterday was a good one. And point was made yesterday. Oh yeah. We cannot expect the black guys to save the black guys. Moors have to do that. You got a big job, Moors. You got a big job. Ben had a big job. But honors to everybody who knows the truth about their nationality and birthrights. And they're not playing the Negro, black, colored, African, whatever BS. Honors to all you. Honors to all the people who found out about nationality and birthrights and said, hey, hold on a second. I never heard about this before, and decided to come see what nationality and birthrights and being Moors and whatever is about. Honors to you. Because you're what this is about. All you people on the sidelines that you just don't know because you're not really sure, because everybody you heard talk about the Moor is talking about something crazy. They're not making any sense whatsoever. You're thinking that they're religious. You're thinking that they're doing stuff to get locked up. You're thinking that they're sovereign citizens. You're thinking that they're steal houses people. You're thinking all type of stuff except what this is. So give thanks for the Canaanland Moors channel for at least being able to give those who want some direction, because you already know how it goes. So we figured, since it's about them, like this is not for Moors. This is not for Moors. Right? You see Moors in the chat or whatever, they're here because they support Canaanland Moors, but they're not here to learn like that. Sort of Moors already know what's up. Why? Because they study on their own. Whether it's at their house, whether they go to the library, whether they go online, whatever. They do their own studying to know about their nationality and birthrights because it's theirs. So don't think when you come in here and then you go in the chat like the brother saying yesterday, yeah, the people in the chat are killing me or whatever like that. And don't think that that's not us. That's these people's birthright. That anybody who says that there are more, they know that somebody sold out. They know somebody sold out. And they sold out to the point where our people don't even want their birthright if you give it to them. If you give them their birthright and they could do whatever it is that they want, whatever they think birthright's about, they could do that. They still won't take it. Why? Because sorcery is on them. And the whole game is perpetuate sorcery. So we're going to use some people to show you how they perpetuate sorcery. And then on the other side, show you how these people are full of BS. Because people before them doing the same thing that they're doing, that you're seeing as a visual, not realizing that there's a background behind everything. There's always a backstory. There's always a backstory. So, oh yeah, before we do that, there's a lot more.
Islam more. Islam Grand Sheik, Islam more.
I know you had to split yesterday, so I don't know if you had anything to put in because of yesterday or from yesterday before we move forward with today.
A recap.
Yeah.
Of the class, man.
Yeah.
If you missed it, I advise anybody who missed class yesterday who's tuning in right now, please just even if you were in class yesterday, go back and listen again. It was a great class yesterday. It was a great class. There was a lot going on, a lot of information. To hear the brother from Kenya, so-called Kenya, call in and affirm, with his title being the L,
right?
You know what I mean? Like him and confirming it, like.
What more you want?
Because it was bugging me out because I'm like, the Kemet guy was just on, and then the guy from the continent called in with the Moorish title, and I'm like, what else does he like? That was just like a killer to me. I was like, man, like, wow, like that was just perfect. Like the people who all want to go back over there and be the continent Africa, we need to go back to Africa when there's people from over there that's coming here proclaiming their nationality as Moors, like and calling in with their L's at the end of their titles. Like it was bugging me out to see all of that.
Mm-hmm.
It's all manifesting, right? And then Sheldon killing them.
Oh, you know Sheldon.
Fact.
You know Sheldon.
Fact after fact after fact after fact. That was killing them. Because it was a great class because even the brother at the end, I was like, wow, I never heard somebody even like confirm it like that. Like he was saying how you brothers, he never heard any Moors break down the way we're breaking down the information. And I was like, wow.
Yeah.
Right. And to the point where he was so confused, he was like, are y'all telling other Moors this? Like, what's going on? Like, I was like, yeah, like, it's that bad. Like, how are other Moors getting this information? The Moors that he's running into, why aren't they saying what we're saying?
Yep.
Like what you guys were saying, causing all this confusion because he came on there like he knew what was. Oh, I already done went through all you Moors. What you learn from Taj? You learn from that. And I was like, he got real humbled at the end there because and I have to give thanks to you and Brother Sheldon And see, it all planned out perfect because I'm sitting there grinding my teeth, ready to just erupt and go in. Like, oh no, he's talking crazy. Let's just end this right now. And then my phone dies. So to hear you and Brother Sheldon, like, oh, you know, we dealt with this for years. You know, it's the same thing over and over again. We just gotta be patient with them, show them the information, and you know, a genuine person is gonna get it. And you guys picked up on that immediately. Like, oh, he's being genuine about it. He's not trying to be a trickster and nothing like that.
Yeah. Get them to join something. Yeah.
Right.
Hold on. What are the Moors came on this thing? Let me just unmute him. Islam, brother Menelik.
Islam. You can hear me more?
Yeah, we can hear you. You're clear, more.
You can hear me more?
Yeah, you're clear.
All right. I wanna give a shout out to you Moors out there. First of all, I want to give a shout out to you, Cool Joe. Doing an excellent job. I caught your class yesterday, but I didn't get all the way into the depths, and I think I caught like in the middle of it when you was talking to the RGB more,
right?
And he was saying that he believes that he's black and this, that, and third, and he comes from Africa, and you know it was very exhilarating because you know you broke him down like, and all the common sense like was just coming to surface.
Yeah,
you see what I'm saying? So at that particular point in time, I mean, you broke him down and really gave him a different perspective on how to look at your nationality and how everything else, we went through school through indoctrination. So we have to understand that. Yeah. And we're dealing with a lot of socialism. And how can I say it? Fit in. You know what I mean? So once you started hitting those key aspects and those key points, you know what I mean, then he had to sit back, you know what I mean, and really think about that scope of things. You see what I'm saying? Because now a lot of things that I dislike about our people, they're go in on something that they don't even fully understand. Right. You know what I mean? Or really have some type of perspective on. They'll just listen to somebody else clown it, and then they'll laugh about it. Then they'll go to clowning it without even knowing what a feds is. Yeah. What it symbolizes. You know what I mean? So, I really want to give I want to tip my feds off to y'all guys because the class was great.
Before you called, or before I brought you on, I was thinking when Brother Yusuf was talking that somebody said that in the chat yesterday, how, hey, I don't know, somehow patience came up in the chat or whatever. And these Moors were like, yeah, there's no way I would be still on there with these people.
Right. No, but that just the missionary work that you know what I mean, that you go in and and you had the patience enough to still be insulted. You know what I mean? By people got to understand, like Moors take their nationality seriously.
Yeah. It's not
so for you to go in and really get some type of understanding. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
To do that, you know what I mean? Like I said, that takes a lot of patience, you know what I mean? And
I can't remember,
consideration too.
Yeah, because I remember that they were dealing with some dude named Alquan L or something. You know what I mean? And this is where I got the perspective of speaking to them from the Moors you deal with.
Right.
You know what I mean? And that the Moors you deal with or have dealt with or had experiences with, those weren't the Moors. You were with the wrong ones.
Nah. Right. Because how he was saying is like, well, wait a minute, I never ran across you. I never ran across you more. Like, where you come from. Like, you must have been that more they were hiding from me in the back,
Yeah. Exactly. But we don't want to dwell too much. We don't want to dwell too much on that because we got more stuff to deal with, of course, as usual, always. But I want you to make sure you get your because we got some time. We're good for time, so I want to make sure you get your piece on about you know, what you got from where you, because you said you hit the middle, so there's still some more you got to see.
Yes, yeah, I gotta.
Yeah.
And you know, and I'm a faithful Canaanland Moore advocate. Like, you know what I mean? Because you guys do everything like you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
And you know what I mean? I just gotta, you know, I'm gonna say this while I'm on live right now. You know what I mean? I just want to just really, you know, give my appreciation. I want to give my appreciation to the mothers that's holding you guys down out there. And I want to give my appreciation to you and the Canaanland Moors out there, Cool Joe, because
Thanks,
y'all
Mark.
are excellent.
Just love.
And the like I said, your classes, you know what I mean, they reach a lot of people. And I know because I make sure that I try to push them so they can get to other people, because a lot of people don't get this information.
Yeah.
You know, they get all the bull crap. They get the, how can I say, you know how like you get the real stuff is in the back and then all of the fugazi in the front. You know what I mean? So they'll get the fugazi.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Instead of getting the real deal, the authentic. You know what I mean? So that's all I gotta say. You know what I mean? I don't want to hold classes long. You know what I mean? I'm just gonna make my little appearance. Maybe we can do something else. You know what I mean? More. But I just wanted to come in and show you guys love. Peace to the mothers again. Out there in Canaanland, and I want to say peace and honors, and then I want to give honors to our prophet, Noble Drew Ali, and you know, and I just want to tell you guys, I'm bigging you guys up, Islam and peace, nobles.
Peace, more Islam.
Islam.
Brother Yusuf, you had any last words on the yesterday? I think you're muted.
You know I was muted. It was just interesting how the brother called in right where I was like, stop that, because that's exactly where I was going to see the patience part. You know, that when you guys was, he said exactly where I was going. He said everything I was going to say. It was bugging me out. I was like, yo, I was just about to go in on how you guys was being patient with the brother, you know, not cussing them. You know how we get, because we know people be selling out, but like you just clarified. See, I didn't know that you already had seen him deal with other Moors. So you seen on first-hand experience, like, oh, I already know who you dealing with. You know, like, so I already know your perspective of what you're gonna think about when you run into Moors, but you ran into the wrong Moors. Yeah, but to see his response to stuff like the Khalid videos.
Oh yeah, those ones.
Those ones. I'm telling you, that video, we watched class all over again. It was crazy. It was crazy.
Yeah, those ones had him messed up. Khalid said he's a Moor. Like, what are you talking about? Ain't nobody told us this. Like, is it like this across? Because I was thinking, like, is it like this across the board? Like, is there a real campaign to suppress it like that? That the people who rep for Khalid Muhammad hard don't know that he said he's a Moor. You don't know? You got the video with the stuff cut out. You didn't get the full video. They didn't get the full DVD. They got the edited version. They got the edited.
Now, didn't a Moore give you that? Like, because we didn't get the whole version before.
Yeah.
And then somebody found the whole version.
Somebody put it out. Somebody pulled it out. I can't remember who it was, but honors to that Moore. Who pulled it out. You know what I mean? And then Brother Casanova took it and did something with it and put it on YouTube, and then it was off from there.
Yeah. It ruined a lot of people.
Yeah.
And you gotta remember, okay, let's look at when did he do that video? 03? But like, couldn't have been like, what was that, in the 90s he did that?
Yeah. That was
Khalid told him in the 90s. I think it was whenever that video. It was
I think it was 90s. It would have been. It would have been when he was Black Panther Party, so that would have been in 2000 already.
Mm-hmm.
So
I couldn't believe he never heard the video. Like to him, I never heard that. I was like, oh wow,
that's crazy. Yeah, like, because it was right before, so it had to be like at least 2000, 99, 99, 2000.
So it's been over 15. So it's been 15 to 20 years.
Yeah, somewhere around there. Had to be in because it would have been right. It would have been right before you transition.
Oh, of course.
It would have been right before you transition. So it's like 99 to 2001. Somewhere in that gap there.
Yep.
And then it wasn't even brought out open until probably what was the upload of that? 2010 maybe is when the upload was. That the upload was. Let me check, because you can't say they don't know. If you had any other thoughts while I'm looking for this thing right now. Yeah, so his was 5 years ago.
And he didn't go live. He didn't, it wasn't, that was, somebody had to record that. VHS or DVD.
We might as well do it since we're here. We might as well do it.
And then uploaded it. We just want to see how, if they just try to hide this.
No, that's what it was though. That's exactly what it was. Hiding this.
Oh yeah,
deliberately hiding this from the people who are black and whatever. Deliberately.
And they did this with Khalid. Could you imagine what they did to Noble Drew Ali's video? Like it's not the Prophet, you know. And they wondering why they can't find, why isn't there anything about the Prophet with him speaking or any video?
Mm-hmm.
Look what they try to do to this video.
Yeah, straight hide it. Let's look at this shit. Of course they hate him, because this doesn't do this at all. This is nuts. This doesn't do this at all. Never. Ever. Never ever. Playing games. Stay playing games. Now, it can't be that hard to play a video.
Those of you who've been around me know that I've now begun to go back to myself. Go back to that which I believe will sustain me and that which will help to purify me, and have begun to push back and ignore that which I had fallen back down to. More and more, I am being guided to study more. If you are not grounded properly, then you are not going to pick up the correct vibrations from the universe and the cosmos. More and more, I am being guided to study more. or if we are trying to lift our brother or sister up, the way we do it is just as important as what we say. How we approach them is just as important. Huh? More and more, I am being guided to study more. I have found since my days with the Nation of Islam and no longer being in the mosque, that I now draw from all of our spiritual expressions. And that I now have come to, as many of you have heard me say many times while I was Supreme Captain or National Spokesman or whatever in the Nation of Islam, that if it were not for Africa, if it were not for the original black man and black woman, there would be no Islam, no Christianity, no Judaism. None of the world's major religions, as Dr. Yosef Ben Yaakov, Dr. John Henry Clark, and others have taught us, would be in existence if there were no original black man and woman and no Africa. Africa, as it is called now. More and more, I am being guided to study more. And I hope that the ancestors will guide me to touch on this Africa thing, to touch on Asiatic. Oh, they say, oh, you got to know what you're doing, boy. But you know, it's a whole lot of us in here. I understand more. I'm a Moor. I understand that nationality is the order of the day. I understand that. More and more, I am being guided to study more. I can't say that I love you, that I care for you, that you are my sister, you are my brother, taking the prefix BR off and leaving other, that you are my other self. And I do not act morally and righteously toward you. I cannot do it. I make myself a lie. More and more, I am being guided to study more. Muslim. You a Muslim, Khalid? Yes, I am. But I'm a Moor. Islam. I'm a Moor. And got sense enough to know I'm a Moor. And I ain't gonna never argue with you that I'm not a Moor. And wouldn't come in your house or come among you.
Yo, this one still gives you the dandelion tea. This one still gives you the dandelion tea. This many years later. This one still gets you messed up. Because there's no way that black guys who have, the knowledge of self and their angst and all this stuff could hear this and not go proclaim your nationality. You heard this and you didn't proclaim your nationality? They got sorcery on you. We're watching you. We got our eyes on you. Because you could turn anytime. You ones who know and didn't proclaim when Khalid proclaimed in front of all you people, and then they conveniently, all right, Obi. So we have a brethren that transitioned from a motorcycle accident. So every time we hear revving or whatever, we say that's him. So that was just him saying Islam. And he was a Khalid man too. Crazy. So when we look at what he said, right? And then in your mind, remember that the beret has the little navel in the middle, because the beret is a fez. So it's felt. So don't think it wasn't fezzes up. And black fez too. Because there's a foundation in this. It's not just some yesterday. African Legion was all black and wore fezzes. That's before this. So if African Legion had black fezzes and they were dressed in military stuff, what you see right now is the resurgence of that. Again, that's coming from the muftis of the Moorish Science Temple. People want to play around like it's some religious stuff. Why do you need muftis for a religious thing? What do you need muftis for? Why do you need mufti for some religious stuff? Something else is going on. And everything was supposed to turn around just because he said this. And if he said it in 99 or something, and Drew Ali's saying in the year 2000 Moors are going to come into their own and all that stuff, and he had everybody, don't forget, he had everybody in his pocket. Everybody was down with Khalid. So anything he says should go. I mean, if you honor him, anything he says should go. And if he's saying it with conviction like this in front of you to your face, and because he didn't say Khalid Muhammad Bey or Khalid Muhammad L or whatever like that, you're saying he's not a Moor? FOH. Guys are playing games. Go play your game somewhere else. Leave saving our people to Moors. Right? You guys go over there, do whatever with whoever wants to be dumb niggers. But the people who want to be saved, you get to where, come over on the side where the Moors are at. If you want freedom and justice and equality and all that stuff that you're rolling on the floor and jogging for fucking people and all that stuff to get it. Jogging. You're going to jog for some rights and shit? That's where you're at? When he told you all this, and you guys supposed to be the blackest whoever, and you rep some Khalid Muhammad, you rep him. What? 1,800 views? 5 years? 1,800. That's it? And 700 of the 1,800 views, Moors only. That watched it like 200 times.
I understand, Moore. I'm a Moor. I understand that nationality is the order of the day. I understand that. More and more, I am being guided to study more. I can't say that I love you, that I care for you, that you are my sister, you are my brother, taking the prefix BR off and leaving other, that you are my other self.
Now, do you know that the only individual to say nationality is the order of the day is Noble Drew Ali. Only him. Nobody else said that. So Khalid comes up now, and then he said, I know nationality is the order of the day. Okay, so what did he find out if he's going to make that statement? What did he find out? What made him say FOH to all you people that never mention his name? But I'm going to quote him. Since you don't want to give honors, I'll just say what he said. since you're playing games. To your face. Say you rep him, you're telling me you're still black today? And I'm supposed to be in some unity with you because, no, sorry. Oh yeah, we're listed on the black website for the black businesses and all that stuff. Oh yeah, we're listed on that. We're not listed on that as black. We're listed on that as Moors. What are you talking about? We're not listed on as Black Science Temple because we're in the black pages. No, we're listed as Moorish Science Temple still. Man's quoting noble duality. Quoting. And he's still not taking what he brought serious? You still think that this is some joke? Khalid is saying this. This is not Seti or Pharaoh or whatever. This is Khalid Muhammad. Like, do you know who this is? You don't know who this is. If you think this is some of these bit-back jackasses out here saying that they're conscious, wearing shades in the house and all that stuff, doing stuff from the car and all this type of stuff, thinking that that's consciousness or whatever. Those guys are not liberators. This is a liberator of our people. This guy right here. This is somebody who has credentials, who has a liberation track record. Like Morris Directory has a liberation track record. You go ask them, hey, you know Morris Directory? You know, Negroes might not know, but you ask Morris, they know about MorrisDirectory.com. They know. He has a liberation track record. Khalid Muhammad has a track record of being for our people. He's saying he's a Moor. And that nationality is the order of the day.
Islam.
Islam, Moor.
No, that's what he says after. He says Islam.
Oh.
That's how he did it. That's how he did it. He did it. That's a more. That's a more. Boy just said Islam for no reason. Right after Islam. I said, yeah, that's a more.
Yep. Like somebody said in the chat, oh yeah, they're gonna rep hard for some Khalid on Donahue or whatever, talking about the crackers and all the BS.
Right.
They'll go hard with
That's
that.
their favorite video.
Yeah. But he says that they're Moors though? Oh no. You're not playing that. You're not playing that video. How come you're not playing that? You know, you should be playing that. And why aren't you playing this if you're Black Power? They Black Power? Why aren't you playing this? All the black bear arms, whatever. Why aren't you playing this? Because nationality is the order of the day if you're playing bear arms. Nationality is the order of the day. And we're going to show you. But we're not there yet.
I understand that nationality is the order of the day. I understand that. More and more, I am being guided to study more. I can't say that I love you, that I care for you, that you are my sister, you are my brother, taking the prefix BR off and leaving other, that you are my other self. And I do not act morally and righteously toward you. I cannot do it. I make myself a lie. More and more, I am being guided to study more. Muslim, you Muslim, call it. Yes, I am. But I'm a Moor. Islam. I'm a
That's
Moor.
my favorite part.
Got sense enough to know I'm a Moor. And ain't gonna never.
Yo.
That's my favorite part.
Yo. I still don't. I don't get it. I don't get it, yo. I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get it. I really don't get it. I really don't get it. Like, either people are really a bunch of sellouts, all of them, or they're under some serious, like they're under the most advanced level of mental slavery that the world has ever seen.
Advanced.
Yo, like,
yeah, how many views does it have?
1,800.
What?
1,800. Now that could be botched up because we don't control the views. So 55 million people could have seen this, but still, they're not all saying that they're Moors if they're Black Power or whatever. So it's suspect. Either way, it's suspect. It's too little bit of views, suspect. How come? There's too much views. Still, well, how come everybody's not saying they're Moors then? Where all the Moors at? If it has 1 million views.
Go ahead, if there was any more debates, I would just play that every time.
Every time.
My turn?
Any Black guys.
Play the Khalid
Just
video.
play the Khalid clip. Just play the Khalid clip.
That's
the
my
go-to.
time.
Yeah, this is the go-to. This is the killer crossover on Jordan right here.
Yeah, that's my time, right? Every time.
Yeah.
Every I don't care how many rounds we went, whatever. I'm just gonna play the Khalid video every time. Like
every round, just play Khalid. Round 2, Khalid. Round 3, Khalid. Just play Khalid.
And got sense enough to know, you just hear it every time.
Yeah.
I'm like, this is your guy. Like, what do you mean? Why are you acting like that? This is your man. This is their guy. They worship Khalid. They love Khalid. They love him.
Khalid is their main man. Khalid is their main man. Why don't you say you're a Moor? Why? And he even told you he's got sense enough to know he's one. Shouldn't you? Shouldn't you have sense enough to know you're a Moor? If Khalid had sense enough to know he's a Moor, shouldn't you have sense enough?
Right.
You know, what's stopping you from playing these games? Advanced mental slavery. The miseducation of the Negro is the realest shit ever. Real.
They'll do anything to keep their positions. Like you said, it's advanced. It's advanced slavery. I know exactly what you're saying now.
Yeah.
It's the overall, which is what makes it advanced slavery. Because it's like, we seen Sarnetta with the Khalid Army uniform on.
Yeah.
I seen him dressed like the soldiers.
Yep.
Like, I seen y'all. It's not like y'all. You dress like the man. I don't want to hear you don't know who he is and nothing like that. That's your guy. That's your role model. Y'all wanted to be Khalid when he said he was a Moor. And then all of a sudden, nobody wants to be talking about Khalid in that way anymore. Because every time we bring him up, Moors come out of nowhere. Play the video where you say he was a Moor. As soon as you bring him up. Speaking of the Sarnetta thing, I don't know if any more has seen it, but they had a discussion on his channel where he brought your favorite guy, what's his name?
Wrong way up?
Wrong way. Yeah, wrong way up there. Yeah, wrong way up there. and another Moabitis, and it was explain about are we more, you know, his favorite question, are we Moors or whatever. And
Come on, how long is that? How long they asking that question? Since before the SETI debate with Sabir and Alim? Since before that, they're asking, are we Moors? They're still asking that shit, 2020?
Yeah, you see that? You see that? That's the clickbait. You know, none of that other gibberish, jabbery stuff that they put on them platforms work. Only time it's going to work is when you talk about the Moors. It's the clickbait.
Yeah.
And then it backfired on them. Now, Wrong Way L is up there with the feds on, and for some reason, he can just make it seem uncomfortable to be a Moor. And I'm like, how do you do that? I don't understand how you did that, but and then he's supposed to be the person to make it comfortable with being a Moor, and the person he was going against, the Moabites, she was supposed to prove that it was the outside resources that said that we were Moors. We didn't call ourselves Moors. And what ended up happening was the total reverse. She ended up saying and proving how they were originally calling themselves Moors. It comes Moor also in another tribe met the morning star, and I was like, wow, I didn't know this.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And I'm like, look, she goes in, right, says the whole thing, and then Sarnetta goes and says, so you're saying that the Moors did not call themselves Moors? And she blatantly said it. She said, no, I'm not saying that. No, I'm saying that the Moors called themselves Moors. And I said, and I typed right in his chat, see, Sarnetta, you're a liar. You tried to put words in her mouth that she didn't say. Like, you just did that. Like, I saw you. She just said that we were calling ourselves Moors. And this is the same people we saying. They know about Khalid. He dressed with Khalid about Khalid. That's what I'm saying. When you say the advanced slavery, the selling out is included in the advanced slavery.
Yeah.
That's they're advanced now. We keep thinking the whip is the slavery. That's corny now. The slavery we under now, we'll wish we could just get the whip.
Yeah, we wish we could
get
whip
about our business.
We wish we could get strung up on a tree right now.
Yep. I know people be lined up. How many licks? 3. And I ain't never got to pay this mortgage again. All right, let's go. We about to run. 3.
There's I see somebody wanting to get.
Slavery.
I see somebody wanting to get in. Islam, boy.
Islam. Yo, there's a part now. I know you're playing college.
That's not Brother Sheldon.
Yeah. Islam, Brother Yusuf, what's going on?
You didn't go to sleep, boy.
I know. I'm going to sleep right after this. Like, I ain't staying up late this time.
But you
never
been to sleep. You just did class. It was 3:00 in the morning. And you was doing class. I don't see how you're getting any sleep. I just don't see it.
I'm definitely going to sleep. But I gotta add. I just gotta add something. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second.
Yeah.
Yo, how does he do it, man?
All right. I gotta add this because this is one thing that this same video that you're playing of Khalid, this is what's been left out of the video. There's one thing that I put in the SETI video. Let me see if I could get this right. Let me see. Can y'all see it? Let me see if you can see it. Because I can't find it anywhere. And then I had to go back to see what you guys are seeing on the camera there.
Once we can hear it.
Okay.
Once we can hear it, we're good.
Put this up.
We have to see nothing.
This is because they left this part out of the video too, right? So you hear that? All
No,
right,
I
listen.
didn't hear anything.
Hold up. Did he just say what I think he just said? Yep, he sure did. Oh, and shout out to Mad Black Man 33 for having this part of this video. Because in the original complete video, this part was conveniently removed. Now let's see if Dr. Khalid Muhammad says anything negative about Prophet Noble Jew Ali. Prophet Noble Drew Ali. Prophet Noble Drew Ali taught us about the kingdom. And he taught us that we are the Asiatic people. Interesting. All right. I just had to play that. Did you get it?
Yeah, boy, we got it.
Okay. So nobody could ever say that. Let me turn off my camera because I'm scruffy. Nobody could ever say that Khalid didn't know about Noble Drew Ali. And just to add to what you were saying about how he said, you know, nationalities is the order of the day.
Mm-hmm.
In that same lecture that you're putting up there, he mentioned Prophet Noble Jew Ali. And if you check, you go back and you look for the full lecture, they pull that piece out.
Yeah.
They pull that part out. So
Islam more. Give thanks.
Islam, that's all I'm gonna say. I'm going to bed. Peace and love. Peace and love, brother Yusuf.
Please, more.
All right. I'll see if I could send you that clip too.
Yeah. All right.
All right. Okay. Peace and love.
Yes. All right. Where is he?
Hold on, because we can go in on that just alone.
Yo.
Because I love how Brother Sheldon worded that. Let's not act like Khalid Muhammad didn't know about Noble Jew. Because I can see this happening about 50, 100 years down the line. So, Khalid Muhammad didn't know about Noble Jew Ali. They can hide that very well. You got this one clip, but then you look at it, because you know how we be like, oh, they messing with the stuff. They messing with the stuff.
Yeah.
When we see that, we think.
Think about
the enemy.
Yo, think about this. Think about this. All of a sudden, Khalid came back right now and said, "Leo, let me see that video that the last lecture that I did." And then this part is out of it. How you think he would see that? Knowing that he said it, but the rewatch, it's not there. I don't think he'll be happy. That specifically this was excerpted from his lecture that he did. Remember, somebody had to take it out. Why would they take it out? Why would they remove Khalid saying he's a Moor from the lecture? Why would they do that? Think about it. This is like when head of whatever's doing their address to the state and the nation and all this. And just like Yusuf said, years down the road, you're getting it, and you're getting it with this missing. And you're thinking you got something from your own. Who played you? Because what did they do? Not let you know about your nationality and birthrights. And not only not let you know, but it's Khalid that's letting you know. It's not just some random anybody. Like at this point, there were millions of people across the world that repped him. He wasn't a nobody like the people who you see today because they have one video with 1 million views that they're somebody. Ain't nobody. There might somebody on YouTube. In the real world, anybody could pay $1,500 and get some courtside seats. That's not. You have people deliberately telling you, we're gonna just take out Khalid saying he's a Moor. We're gonna take out him talking about Noble Drew Ali. We're just gonna remove him talking about nationality.
I am. But I'm a Moor. Islam. I'm a Moor. And got sense enough to know I'm a Moor. And ain't gonna never argue with you that I'm not a Moor. And wouldn't come in your house or come among you and say I'm a Moor if I didn't feel in my heart, in my mind, in my soul that I am. I would tell you, God damn it, I don't know what the hell you're talking about. Ain't no more. So if I say it, I mean it. And if I mean it, generally, I say it. Are you a Muslim? Yes. But I know my roots. And I ain't Kunta Kinte.
So I saw, I can't remember who it was. I think it was one of these Aboriginal whoever's that they were playing this video
to show them this is how you.
So we just wanted to take what they're saying and then relate that to the studies, because we already showed the Khalid studies or more. So nobody from 2000, at least 2000, moving forward should be talking about any black BS. Shouldn't even be in the conversation. Because if you're Black Power, that means you're Black Panther. If you're Black Panther, that means you're Khalid. You can't get around it. I don't care about anybody else. That's the last Black Power general who I knew. I don't know anybody else that I'm gonna say is more credible than him. No one. No one. As far as Black Power, Khalid's GOAT. He's number one on the list for repping Black Revolutionary whatever. He's number one on the list. Second to him is Black Panthers. Right? Talking about rallying the people to let's get some stuff done. And then the people getting down with getting some stuff done. Like breakfast program for the children. Not going out there and claiming houses. Not going out claiming houses. Not going out there doing classes telling people about commerce and discharge debts and private side and all this. No. How about a breakfast program for children? How about that? How about all those arms you're buying in a dead status? You buy some books and go study. And stop playing games. So like we said, there's a track record. Black Power has a track record. Black Power has a track record. And when I look at what Noble Drew Ali brought, when I go through all the different schools of thought throughout history to today, I know these people knew about Noble Drew Ali. I know they knew about law, and I knew that they studied Constitution. I know this. I studied them enough to know that the Black Power guys, any Black Power guys, I don't care who it is that they are, any Black Power guys, especially in this time right now, the Black Power guys who are pushing some amendment that they got rights to bear arms and all that. All those people, I know for a fact. I know without a shadow of a doubt that they should be saying that they're Moors. If they're not, it's a big problem. Huge problem. And the problem is only going to be solved by them. Because you're looking at, well, we'll get there.
And I want to shout out all the people that came out. All of those black folks that came out knowing that they got to stay there after we gone.
That is. So, just strike one already. But like we say, you can't claim black and then talk about rights. You can't. You just can't. It doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way because the black codes and Jim Crow law, which still applies today to people who are in a dead status. Majority of these people are called Negro, black, colored, and poor whites. Then there's other ones called Latino, Hispanic, and all the other misnomers. But specific to the Negro, black, colored people of the Americas, who right now are up in arms, as always, because some European did something, abused his authority or whatever, and they're mad, but they're just walking around. They're not doing anything. Nothing is being done. Everything is being done by the quote-unquote establishment that they say is having a problem because these people are supposed to have a black messiah that's coming amongst them, and we need to quell the black messiah, so we're going to attack these people because we don't want them to be living. No, it's Christian black codes and Jim Crow law on you because you're in a dead status. You don't have to go into anything. You don't have to go into any type of psychology of the European and the whatever, because the melanin and no, you don't. Black codes, Jim Crow law. That's all that's going on. Because our people are in a dead status. And they're claiming that they have certain rights that don't apply to them because of their dead status. But you had Khalid who told you that you're a Moor, which gives you a status. But you don't want to hear him. But you're going to rep some black power, but you don't want to hear him. Now, black codes, right? No Negro who is not in military service shall be allowed to carry firearms or any kind of weapons within the parish without the special written permission of his employers, approved and endorsed by the nearest and most convenient chief of patrol. So unless you're doing military service for the democracy, you can't have a gun, an arm, a pistol, weapon, whatever, without a license. That's coming from the same guys who you're saying you're collecting guns to be against. This doesn't make sense. There has to be a level of recognizing our hypocrisy in the position that we take as a people. Now, again, we're talking as Moors on the outside. We don't play your BS. And guaranteed, we know Moors that have arms, but they have a nationality. So they have a right to bear arms based on their nationality, based on the Aboriginal and indigenous people of the land, not because of some European constitution. So when people say the amendment to bear arms or whatever, that's coming from the Constitution, which was written for Europeans. Are these people Europeans? How do they have a right to bear arms if they're not Europeans? What are they talking about? Now, as Aboriginal indigenous people, it's a whole different story. Which is why you can't look at Moors who bear arms and black guys who bear arms and think that they're the same. They're not the same. One of them is exercising their birthright. One of them is doing something because they were licensed to do it. Big difference. Islam, Moore, you have anything to add?
No, I'm just tuning in, Greg. You going in right now?
Islam, Moore.
Who felt like they was cut off and alone. They told us we just down here by ourselves. Nobody cares until they saw us show up and we cared. But we didn't come for them because see, those are folks. We came to show them this is how you handle this going forward. You don't need to have nobody come from out of town to come into your city, to come into your state, to handle your business.
Right? So again, with our people, if you don't know what you're talking about, you shouldn't be talking. Because if you're speaking to a brainwashed people and you're brainwashed yourself, that's the blind leading the blind. How's the blind leading the...
I get it now.
How's the blind leading the blind? Of course, everything's going to be a show. This is not a show. This is real life. Somebody's murdered right now, but people are playing show. And again, because of the black codes, because that is what applies. You don't have... They're letting you bear the arms because you have a license. That's not your exercising the right. You exercising the right and you being licensed is two totally different things. Now, a licensed individual is going to be telling you about city and state and all that. That is the jurisdiction of the colonizer. That's not your jurisdiction. That you're going to have, you have the right to bear arms. They go there with 50 people talking about bear arms. They leave and they're telling you, don't worry, you just do what we do when we leave. And then you're going out there in your dead status, talking about you're defending your community, walking around or whatever. So whatever goes down, and guarantee you it's going to be on you again. Because you can't talk about enforced constitution if you're not a citizen. That constitution does not apply to you, Negro, black, colored people. You can't use the Constitution as a right to bear arms when you're not a citizen of the United States. And you know that you're not. It's not like we're talking to people who are conscious or whatever. They got Aung San and all this. If you got Aung San and all that, you know, you at least have to know that the Constitution is for Europeans. You can't tell me that you think that your rights come from that document. How do your rights come from that document? Why would you need a document to give you rights? Are you supposed to have those naturally? Now what? If we're talking about, because again, this is for other people, it ain't for Moors. For people who listen to this type of stuff. Speak, Yusuf, on you're good right now? Hey, Yusuf?
Yeah, I'm good.
Oh yeah. Speak on from your perspective, the city state and why they, as our people, black militia and all this, why they can't claim that they're from a city or state.
Because in law, a city and state is both municipal corporations. That's like saying you're from Walmart. You can't be from Walmart. You like, that's not real. Like, that's their problem. They're saying that they were born in Walmart, or they're citizens of Walmart, or they were, like, all of that's colored. Like you said earlier, it's the blind leading the blind. It's a bunch of confusion going on right in the beginning. When I first heard because I remember you sent me the video.
Yeah.
I thought it was one of those battle videos. I was like, who's this guy? What music thing did he do? Because I'm thinking it's one of the music battle things they all doing on YouTube. He's over there. I just want to thank everybody for coming out. And I'm like, what battle? What music? I'm thinking it was a battle thing. I'm like, oh, this is some guy who's about that stuff that we talking about. And then he just starts saying all the colored stuff, we showed up to their city, and I'm like, and then, okay, because you had mentioned the licenses, that's right. But then getting licenses and trying to exercise their right to bear arms, but they going over there to get licenses. It always dawns on me, it's like, okay, you're going to get a gun to protect yourself from these so-called, politicians or whoever who's denying you your rights, the highwaymen, all of that, etc. That's when you're going to get your gun to go fight against. But at the same time, you're gonna go get a license from those same people to go get the gun. And then and so when you go get the gun, you're getting it from them, because the corporation gun place that's set up for you to go get the gun, they had to get a license from the city, the so-called city, the corporations, to be able to set up their business. So in my mind,
go ahead,
go ahead. Say it again?
No, go ahead.
No, so in my mind, when you go get a firearm from that business who is licensed from the same enemy that you've been calling the enemy this whole time, you got a gun from them, and you got a license from them. It seems as if you work for them. You got a license from them. You got the gun from them. No, you work for them.
But then they're gonna say, well, don't Moors have licenses? They might, but it's not the same. Moors have a nationality. There's nothing wrong with the license if you know how to live within contracts. Just going out there signing your name on everything, you're putting yourself in servitude through paper. Like, you don't know that you're doing that. Whereas a Moor knows how to live within that license contract, or knows how not to have one. to exercise their right to bear arms.
Yep. The more preserving his rights in that contract is the all be all. It really hit me the other day. I was at my aunt's house, and her husband fell. And you know that push button saber thing that they be having?
The what?
For the push button saber thing for like the ambulance that comes.
Right.
So they came and they helped them up. By the time I got there, it was all there. So, you know, everything's done. So it's time for paperwork time, you know, and you know, they want me to sign something saying it was okay or what they did. So you already know. My signature is literally all rights reserved. That's the signature. That's what I write. All rights reserved. I don't write anything else. But in my mind, I forget. You know, it's just regular for me. All rights reserved. I done did it so much. So I'm really concerned about my uncle, my aunt's husband, and all of that, whatnot, what's going on. So I'm really concerned. I'm like, oh, you know, asking him, is he all right? You know, anything went crazy, how, you know, about his fall. The whole time I'm trying to find out if he's all right. The ambulance guy, he wants to know, why did I sign with all rights reserved? And I'm like, shouldn't he be worried about what's going on here? You don't care if my uncle's breathing, his vitals, nothing. You just so worried. Why did you sign like this? Like, no, what's this about here? I mean, you know, I hope I'm not bothering you too much, but it's really bothering me. He really wants to. He asked me 3 times about why I didn't have time for that. I want to make sure my aunt's all right. You know, I don't really. But the way he was being so adamant, even my aunt was like, you know, she called me by my straw. So she's like, what are you so worried about how you signed that paper for? I was like, oh, goodness. You know, like, so now I got to acknowledge him. And I'm like, man, so if anything happens to my uncle, I'm going to make sure, you know, all our rights is being, you know, covered. I didn't want to go in on it.
Just a quickie.
That this was concerning him. Like, well, I've never seen nobody sign like this before.
This is a new one. This is a new one.
Anything happening to my people in here, everybody that's in here today is going to be held reliable on some serious stuff, not on some, your fraternal organization is going to protect you. No, that's not happening. that's not happening at all. So that's when I really knew, when the ambulance was not even worried about my uncle anymore. They really wanted to know, why should I sign the paperwork like that? Not even you know, it's like a machine, like a computer thing I signed. It wasn't even
paper. It was okay.
Right, it wasn't even a paper. It was like a machine thing. I had to sign it with my finger, and I'm like, oh, this whole thing is crazy.
That's crazy. Say pre-COVID.
All rights reserved.
No gloves needed. Pre-COVID.
Right. And that's the thing too, because my aunt's husband, he's 87 years old.
Yeah.
You know, and he called it. He was like, because now I'm not there. He was like, because I asked him, you know, I'm checking him, because I don't trust none of these. What's going on, the situation, I don't trust them, so I'm checking them. I was like, what's that Band-Aid on your finger? Because I go over there every day. So I'm like, what's that Band-Aid? What happened to you? He was like, oh, they pricked my finger. I'm like, they pricked your finger? He was like, now this is what he said.
Yeah.
He said, they gave me the corona. I was like, you know, laughing. Next thing I my uncle, he has not stopped being sick since they pricked his finger. Since they came to help pick him up off the floor,
that's crazy.
He just been sick ever since then. And all I know is they gave him something. They gave him something.
Yeah, he was fine. He was fine.
Because it's like, yo, what did y'all do to him?
He was fine.
He was fine. It wasn't. He didn't fall on some. You know, like he just slid off his bed. It wasn't like, oh, he stumbled and tripped over. He just slid. He was sitting on the edge of his bed, and you know, I'm old.
Yeah.
You know, I can't just catch my balance like that and throw myself back up on the bed.
Yeah,
So he just slid off on the floor. And I was like, man, you 6'3", 300 and something. I'm like, I can't pick you up, brother. You got to press that button. You know you got to press that button. And by the time I get there, they'll be there. So you press the button.
Yeah.
But he was fine. It wasn't. That's what I'm saying. It was fine. They called me first, and then I told him to press the button. So like he was good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then all of a sudden now everything is wrong. You know what I mean? Like I can't breathe, asthma, wheezing, and I'm like, where did all this come from? He was just fine.
Shit.
And I think that's why they was being adamant about that all rights reserved, because they know they did something they wasn't supposed to be doing.
Yeah. They might have did something.
But that's when I knew that all rights reserved was key. And you know, they not, when they go down there to get those so-called gun licenses and stuff, they're not reserving their rights on that. They thinking they got the license, I can go get the gun, and I'm going to protect myself from these cops. No. Property can't own property.
Exactly. This is why you have to study.
The law.
So you have to study. Because when you study, there's things that are brought to your attention to assist you in realizing what's going on. Because the majority of these people out here today, everything's about video record something. They're not doing anything because of sincerity. Right? Like we've been doing live before people been doing live we've been putting up videos before people been putting up videos like you see them doing today. Because this is about getting information out to people. It's not about making a name for ourselves. It's about getting information out to people. Information that's going to assist people in figuring out this mess instead of going with the narrative that's been presented for us to go with. Right. This is March 2018. Siwatu Salamara, 26, will likely spend next 2 years in Michigan prison. Early February, Wayne County jury found the 6 months pregnant black mother with a toddler guilty of felonious assault and felony firearm possession. So remember, you can't claim some raw or whatever, because that's not a recognized free name. You're still Negro to them. And in the black codes, no Negro who is not in the military service shall be allowed to carry firearms or any kind of weapons within the parish without the special written permission of his employers, approved and endorsed by the nearest and most convenient chief of patrol. So if you're in Negro, black, colored status, constitutional right does not apply to you. So the people who you see exercising right to bear arms, if their status is Negro, black, colored, they're property. And property can't own property. A laptop can't own a phone. Then the laptop is, and then the phone is going to the court because the laptop is trying to do something to it. It's an object. object can't own an object. Remember, you have to get through your head that there's still Jim Crow going on. There's still black codes going on. There's still Negro acts going on right now. And it's happening because of our people's status. Because of nothing else that somebody does. Some guy says there, you know, you can't jog around here. We're gonna murder you because why are you jogging around here? And you think that it's because of something other than status? We'll continue on because he breaks it down.
Houses. We showed up in force because they're not used, or they thought that they had exterminated this type of black person. Surprise, no you didn't. You see, there's a whole demographic of us, and we're gonna do more than throw rocks at police cars. We're gonna do more than turn stuff over. You see, most of us are ex-military. You trained us, and you trained us well. And we woke up, and I love my people. I love everybody on this live. I would die for you, and I've proven that to you. I need y'all to start proving that you will die for your own people. You may not be as equipped as we are. You may not have everything that we have. But what you do have is your ancestral spirit that's been talking to you in the back of your head saying, what are you waiting on? So we just thought we would give you some incentive. Now I'm going to tell you this. When we went into that neighborhood, it was rather interesting because it raised more questions than it did give me answers.
Listen,
and anybody,
it raised more questions than it gave answers. Keep that in mind. There were, by going there, they had more questions than answers. Sounds like confusion to me. Now, it sounds like confusion because it is confusion because you're dealing with dead statuses all over. You're not dealing with specific nation states. You're dealing with fictions. So it's no different than the crazy shootout, and then the whole highwaymen got at the scene and they're like, "Oh, this the hell happened here or whatever." This is not a thing about not love our people and the Moors are against our people and all. No, we're against the status that you call yourself, which perpetuates the BS that you're going through. That's why we brought up Khalid Muhammad, who they got pictures of him with the guns and stuff like that too. He knew he was a mortal.
Right.
He wasn't going out there as Negro black colored. He didn't have the AK going out there as Negro black colored. He did not. His mindset was he knew who he was, and he wasn't Kunta Kinte. And it's not even from a moral argument they're coming. They're not even making an argument because they have no status. They're claiming their Second Amendment right. You can't have a Second Amendment right. You're not a citizen of the United States. You're not a citizen. Blacks aren't citizens of the United States. Blacks get their votes tore up and thrown in the trash. You forgot Jeb Bush tore up all your stuff? You must have forgot. They must have forgot. You can't claim Second Amendment right. You're not a citizen. Think about that. Think about the argument they're making. Standing on, we have the right to bear arms. But then Dred Scott case, where he said, I have a right to be free, they told him plaintiff in error and threw the book at him. Which is dealing with his status. Then these people are doing the same thing. And getting nowhere and not recognizing it's because of the status. It's not because they're a racist white man why you're not getting your way. It's because your status why you're not getting your way. Because the moral argument is that they should get their way. They should be able to get some compensation for what's going on. But you can't if you don't have a status. Right, but this is what we're saying, that the moral perspective, that's that, because we have a nationality, we see it like that. That morally, these people should be receiving, but they can't look at it like that from a dead status position, because they themselves are immoral by not having a status. So how can they look for moral responses when they themselves are in a dead status? That's why we say that this brainwash they have on our people is the greatest that the world's ever seen.
Who knows me knows I'm a very analytical brother. I don't just take things as you tell me. And I tell everybody on my live, go and investigate whatever I tell you to keep me honest. But the first thing I didn't understand was, what was he doing there? Because when we went to the neighborhood, and the neighborhood sits in the middle of nowhere, there's nothing anywhere.
Nobody's questioning anything about that? Nobody's questioning anything about this brother running through he just out for a jog, but he's somewhere where there's nothing there. He's basically in somebody else's gated community, just jogging. And they have footage of him having issues with highwaymen before. Now remember, more questions than answers. So first question is, what is he doing here? This place is in the middle of nowhere. This place is in the middle of nowhere. Why is he here in this place? Right, the question. Then, obviously, you're not going to be able to get an answer because he's the only one that knows why he was there.
There's swamp and flatland. We're on the border of Florida and Georgia. Gator country. You know, them good old boys. Okay? But there's nothing else around me. That's the first thing that I understand. And then it's one of those areas where it's one way in and one way out. Even when you get in there, they got a few little side streets, but there's no way out. Which means even if he ran in, what was he going to do? Run around in the maze and then run out? Okay, I didn't get that part either.
So what's he doing there, first of all? Like, why is he even there? And if it's one way in, one way out, why are you going there? Yeah, he just went out for a jog or whatever. All right, cool. I mean, you can jog, but stuff is just not, and remember, this is from ground level people who went there.
But this is the part that I'm going to share with y'all. And a big shout out to Shar Bates from BET's Cop Watch, who was actually with us, and my man City, because they were there to do their documentation because they wanted to see what we was going to do. But at the end of the day, what I didn't understand was this. We went to the house that he supposedly broke into. Let me help y'all out, because you're at home watching the media spin. See, I'm a in-your-face type person. I got to see it for myself. I got to touch it. I got to smell it. I got to understand so I can sleep at night. Because I could not believe in my good conscience that 2 or 3 white men in 2020 shot this boy down like a dog for any reason. I had to see it for myself. The house that he went to. Yes, the house was under construction. I got you. But then I tried to figure out, based on the news story, y'all got me thinking that the dude, Mr. McMichaels, whatever the fuck you want to call him, he lived next door, so he saw something, you know. But no. His house wasn't there. His house was all the way down the street on the other side. There was no way he could have seen anything going on at that house. So I said, okay. So we went down to his house. Oh, yes, we did. And when we went down to his house, I was amazed. The truck is still in the driveway where he parked it. The same truck he killed dude in. It's parked right there. It's not marked with crime tape.
Why? Because it got murdered. Negro, black, colored are under the Christian black codes. Most Negro, black, coloreds say that they came over here on a slave ship. If you came over here on a slave ship, what you're saying is you're a slave. You're not a citizen. You don't have rights. You have codes and ordinances and acts that govern you. This is why Khalid told you nationality is the order of the day. Because you can't talk the way that you're talking without having a nationality. And if they allow you to talk and do certain things, it's a show. That's not a reality. Because they know that it's not going to amount to anything. All it's going to amount to our people, hamster wheel. Forever. Just running the hamster wheel. Doing everything. Wearing hoods, eating chocolate, jogging, walking in, sitting in, dying in, standing in. There's something wrong with the picture. Because as Moors who we know that bear arms, not up and down the place, just with arms just up and down the place. Not just up and down the place with it all over the place. Now you gotta prove that we got some arms or whatever. Your little 6 guns mean something to these people coming here with a plane? Let's come in here with an F-15 or something like that. You talking about these little guns you got gonna do something? Really? These people said, yeah, war right now then. All right, black guys, you want to play black militia? Okay, let's go right now. You know, people are going to be murdered for nothing. That could have probably used their common sense and their intelligence more wise than just dying for some dumb cause that nothing's going to come out of. You're just dying for a cause for nothing. Anybody who I know died for a cause, something came out of it. They didn't die for nothing to happen. Only place that happens is in Negro, black, colored realm, where people get murdered for nothing to happen. Islam more. You got something.
No, I was just gonna say I like how you added on to that part with people just dying for nothing. I forget that part too. You get these people all riled up and everything just to get them killed for nothing. Like, okay, now you got everybody riled up and with the guns, and then they're marching and doing all this stuff lined up in army order for a lost cause. Like, you went in there and you fought for nothing. Been saying it, Grand Sheep been saying it for years. Black in law means civilly dead. So when you going in there and you trying to put up a fight for something, when you already yourself called yourself dead, and then now you want to go put up a fight, when it makes no sense. It makes no sense. Something. What book? I yield the floor. 1 second, Grace.
Islam or Islam. All right. Can't be sending people out to get slaughtered. You don't stand a chance if something goes down. You know, people ex-military, then it's not about just be out here walking up and down with guns. Like what? Who does that? If Panthers were doing that, Panthers had their guns when they were on their premises, when they were dealing with anything. They're not just doing it just because. They go to a European's house and just stand in front of their house with guns just because they killed a black guy. So we're just gonna go to their house and stand here with guns, and then that means we're doing something. There's no way. Because we could bring out the 100 years of lynchings if you want again, to show you how they dealt with it. Now, if you're not gonna go just do it like the other guys who just said, you know what, forget this, and then they went on their little shooting spree, they got murdered, and then nothing happened. Now, you could be like them, but you just go do it. Don't bring all the people into your little madness about black militias. What black militia? Ain't no black militia in the Constitution. How you have right to bear arms to start a militia, and you're calling it black militia, and you're thinking constitutional rights apply to that? How you figure that? How? How does the Constitution apply to black militias if black militia isn't in the Constitution? Riddle me that shit. How? And then ignorant people who don't know any better, playing around, because they think because they got a license to have a gun and now they can go out there and stand and nothing. Just go out there and stand with it, posing. If rights are violated and you got militia, what are you waiting for? You got a militia, go do what you're supposed to do. You're waiting for people to come help do whatever. No, you got the militia right now. You're talking crazy, so obviously you have the militia. You're going down to the whatever. You're calling yourself a coalition of whatever. So, okay, so you have the people who you need. If you go check all the past history, whatever, it wasn't no 500 million. It was a group of people that came together and said, we're going to go do it for the people. Okay, so then what are you waiting for? Because they already know that it's going to lead to nothing. And why be a martyr? Doesn't even make sense.
Yep. That's the other thing I'm looking at it as too. With because I never seen Huey and none of them after they, did their little stand walking around with the guns, they didn't go do a video chat and wait for all the people to get into the chat room before they start doing the video chat. So a lot of this stuff I'm starting to think, I'm like, dang, man, y'all even turned this stuff into a clickbait thing too. So now you got a bunch of views, you got a bunch of likes, you got everybody oohing and eyeing, and now you're the guy. You're the guy everybody's talking about right now. You did it. Because that's what this whole thing is. It's clickbait. They're not, like you said, they're not trying to be the martyr. They not. They know exactly what they're doing. He told you went to a place where ain't nothing going on, ain't nobody there. So why y'all show up with guns and all of that stuff if ain't nobody there? That's like when people shoot in the air on 4th of July. You're just shooting for no reason. You're just walking around with guns for no reason. You don't get any points for that. None. You just ruined the party. You just caused attention to everybody over here. Now we gotta leave because you know the highwaymen coming, and that's what they walking around doing. They just causing a bunch of uproar. Look at me. Look at us. We're the guys. Ain't nothing going on. If something was really going on, it's not supposed to be on video chat for the world to be knowing what's going on. Somebody's playing games. Look at me, guy. We want to be the guys. Check, like, subscribe to our channel. That's coming up next. Donate to the Panther, our whatever party, gun rally, whatever. Donate. They're gonna take your notes, and then they're gonna be buying the expensive conveyances and all of that. It's the same thing. That's what they do. That's what they do. They're not really in it for the people. That's a lie. That's a lie. The people who in for it, really in trying to do it for the people, first thing I want to hear is nationality order of the day. Okay, I already know we getting somewhere with this.
Let's go somewhere now.
We're getting somewhere with this.
Run up on me with that, with your black feds talking about, yeah, black power. All right, fine, let's go. I'm game. I'm game now. Let's go.
You can't be up here just being stateless, and now you're gonna walk around and make somebody respect you because you want to be known as the hot dog people. Like, nah, don't worry, it's not gonna work like that. You guys are gonna respect us. Now you guys are walking around marching because nobody's respecting you because you wanted to be known as the hot dog people. That's what black is. Black is the hot dog people. There's no such thing as a black. No such thing. And I wanted to ask you this question too, Grand Sheik. How does the world look at, the cosmos and whatnot in the karmic debt work with, with them killing people who consider themselves being black? Like, is there a karmic debt for that? Is there, because in law, we know law governs everything. Is there going to be any karmic debt? Because in law, you're calling yourself already dead. So if somebody puts that to fruition, is there going to be a karmic debt for that?
No.
If we're looking at it as, law governs everything.
Right. I look at it from the perspective that if the individual who's crying about abuse volunteered to be in the abused position, then whatever the abuser does, they almost got a pass because they put themselves in that. Like, why would it be bad for them to do, like, yes, they shouldn't have, but it's just like, that street is where the guys are that rob people, but you want to walk down that street.
Right.
Like, why would you walk down that street and then complain after they robbed you? That's the street.
And they put this in the Constitution because it's lawful to willingly put yourself into slavery. So you can do that. You can walk down that alley if you want. You know, you can be a slave if you want. But it is unconstitutional for somebody to make you go down that alley or to make you be a slave. But if you want to be a slave, if you willingly want to be a slave, then come on. That's the law. This guy's running around here talking about he wants to be a slave. That's in the Constitution. You know, so that's why I'm looking at it too. Like, but it literally is the law. Like, if you're running around here saying that you want to be a slave, you can voluntarily be a slave. It's in the Constitution. So the acts that's going to happen to you because you're willingly wanting to be a slave by calling yourself Black, African American, Negro, color, etc. Any of the acts that's happening to you is lawfully correct because you by law volunteered to be a slave. That's the real shocker, and it's like it's shocking to them, it's shocking to people, and even to a lot of new Moors that's like really what the reality is. That's really what's going on. That's what this whole thing is about. The whole thing. Because everybody they want to be like, well, you know, we can't be like that. Let's have some remorse, and it's like that would be unlawful. If we're looking at it by the law, if I did that, that's unlawful. I would be breaking the law if I did that. But I know what you mean. But if we want to do this thing totally all the way to correct, by law, they voluntarily put themselves into slavery because it's, you know, knowingly or unknowingly, that's the game part. That's the part that gets you messed up. Now, if you don't know, Constitution don't say nothing about not knowing.
Plus, ignorance of the law is no excuse.
That's my line I was going to next. You know it. You know it. That's what the whole thing. So you can't use that as an excuse. You can't say you don't know. Yo, ignorance of the law is no excuse.
You better not say you don't know.
And that's the same people that's trying to help, trying to say, you know, right to bear arms, we were in their neighborhoods and all of that. You guys didn't even get the foundation of what's going on. Before you go out there, y'all should have this foundation first. They don't even have that. They just went out there. And now you're going to get yourself into trouble. And you're going to bring other people with you. Knowingly or unknowingly. Because now you're making these videos, you're going to spark some people's interest. Because that's what happened. That's what's happening.
Yeah, it already has 108,000.
Right.
This has more than this has more than Khalid saying he's a Moor. And got 1,800 views. This guy did this video 22 hours ago. He get 1,800 views every 5 minutes. Khalid said he's a Moor. Over almost 20 years ago. We get 1,800 views.
It's parked like he's gonna be on. Now I'm gonna tell y'all something. I don't know who was in that house, but I know goddamn well when they looked out that window and saw 12 bros dressed in black with machine guns coming, looking in the windows, ringing the doorbell, peeking in the windows, going around the back, telling the dog to be quiet. We here. We done pulled up. And
no.
You know, you're making moves once you tell the dog to be quiet. Once you tell the dog to be quiet, Now we're getting somewhere.
I was gonna say, yo, if you want to keep the dog quiet, you shoot the dog. If you really, if that's the KKK guy's dog, right? You're revolutionary. You're going to somebody's house and all that stuff, ringing the doorbell and all that. If they open the door, what would they do?
You got this.
Let's just say
AKs,
European.
Why are you ringing the bell?
Let's just say European came out the house when they rang the doorbell. What would they have done? Since they rang the bell, I'm just saying. Let's just say the European came outside, and they didn't even come out with a gun or nothing. They just answered their door, like, "Hey, yo, what's up?" What would these guys do? What would they do?
Ask for John. It says John home. They wouldn't did nothing.
What would they have said? What would they have did? Forget said, because he went to people's house with guns and all that stuff, looking in their windows and all that. What if they would have shot out? What if they would have shot out because somebody was looking in the window?
It wouldn't have did anything. But to one of us, one of your own, Miss Debbie's cupcake shop that been in the hood forever, they'll go shoot our stuff right up. They'll destroy their own stuff immediately. They went over to that European house, 12 of them, shotguns and everything. They didn't even break the yard fence. They didn't even break the yard fence. But to one of us for doing like this, doing this class right now, they hear us and be mad, ready to come tear. Where are you guys at?
Yeah, where we at?
We'll come to your house. You were at the enemy, the true enemy's house.
The true enemy.
You didn't do anything.
The enemy who murdered the brother. You were at their house, family member. That means they're included, right? Because you say that with slavery, right? You say that every European is responsible for slavery because it's passed down to generations, right? Even though they weren't there, that whipped you, they're responsible. All right. And even though the people who were in the house weren't on the truck, they're responsible, right? So if they're responsible, then what's up?
No, they be mad at you, Grand Chief, for questioning them.
And that's all we're doing, questioning. That's why we said we're addressing this because we have questions, but we're not like them. We have more answers than we have questions. We have more answers.
Absolutely.
We have more answers than we have questions. An Indian comes from Los Indios, which means those without God, which is a Vatican term. So you're not Copper Indian. You can't be Copper Indian because that's not a status. That's just a description.
Where is that at?
This is in the
Where's
chat.
Copper Indian?
In the chat. Oh yeah. Where's Copper Indian like that? I thought you meant where's Copper Indian? Oh yeah, he's in the chat. I thought you meant where. Where's Copper?
I did. I literally meant.
Like where on the planet?
Like on the planet, on the map. So can we fly there?
Yeah.
See what happens when there's so much colored
when
stuff
there's
going
color.
on?
See what happens? Copper Indian. That's no different than saying these guys talking about you're revolutionary when you don't even have a status.
Who's we? Well, you know, the black guys, Copper Indians.
Copper Indians.
What's the difference? Black, copper, you're both still adjectives calling yourself a description of a color. It's horrible.
What? Horrible. But this is what they sign you up for. They sign you up to be in this position where nothing is ever going to happen because you keep calling yourself fictions, copper Indians. There's no way that that's who you are. That can't be the. What's your identity? Copper spoon.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Huh? I'm a copper spoon. People look at me like you're crazy.
Like the dude in 300, when he asked him what's his profession, he said, I'm a potter. I'm a potter. That's his name. What's your nationality? Copper spoon. What? Morris, what's your nationality? You see that? You see what I'm saying? They just start yelling, all that stuff.
Yep.
It's one word, or everybody's on one accord, ready to yell it too. Top of their lungs. Hit you with the Khalid. And I'm a Moor.
Got sense enough to know I'm a Moor. Yep.
We know you ain't there because they locked you up 2 hours after we said we was coming. They didn't arrest them. They put them in protective custody because they knew them boys was coming.
The boys can come and do it.
Yeah. And if you know that they arrested him 2 hours before you got there, why'd you go?
Yeah, why don't you just go to the station? I just go there.
Just go to the station. Just get it all said and done and over with. Just go to the station. Because he's saying that they took him and brought him down there for protective custody. So they protected him. So they on their side. So like the Grand Chief said, why you didn't go to the station? Y'all still went to the place where you knew he wasn't at. That don't make no sense. You went to the place where you knew he wasn't at. Why? Why would you? What's going on? You knocked on the door. Oh, because somebody might be at the house. Okay.
Not the guy who did it, because he got taken 2 hours ago.
Right. They playing themselves. Just up there, just making a video, just so people can watch him. That's all, Grand Chief. That's it. I seen it. I said, oh, he got the shades on. He put the unk on. He getting all fancy. And all of that reminds me of you can't start a revolution and your Timbs ain't got scuffs on it. What's the line, Grand Chief?
I can't remember, yo. But I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. And that's the whole thing to me. Like, no. You're not doing that. None of that. You guys are you're too clean. You got the unk on, clean shades. You're too clean to me. You're not starting a revolution. You're not. And then you're gonna come on YouTube and make a live stream or Instagram or whatever. Same people you're fighting against. You're using their stuff still.
I just forgot about that.
Still using their stuff. Using their everything. Everything. Y'all bought the guns from them. Y'all didn't make your own gun store, nothing. Y'all didn't make your own bullets, nothing. Make your own gun. Nothing. Y'all don't got RBG and Wesson. Y'all don't got that.
And again, I can hear you, but don't bring up Morris. Don't bring up Morris. Well, Morris, no. I saw a video with the Morris with the. No, it's different. Morris have a nationality. Don't compare.
Totally different.
Don't compare.
They're still not seeing it how we're seeing it when we're looking at it in a shock point of view where this property is being able to do all of this, what it's doing. Because it's property. They're not looking at it as property. They keep trying to put more into it as if we're not property. So if Lamar did it, he can do it. He's not property. That's property. They still not seeing that. Trying to put Moors in the same category as property. You can't do that.
No. They're going to be at this one. They're going to probably be at this one next. You heard about this one with the Minneapolis?
Yeah, I just heard about it.
No?
It just happened, right? The highwaymen stepping on the brother's neck or something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The video is disgusting. Just like Eric Garner. Same shit. Eric Garner, 2020. Right? Eric Garner, 2020. We already told you more lives matter, black lives don't matter. You don't want to hear what more is saying?
Yeah. I'm telling you.
Matter of fact, where's Black Lives Matter right now? Where they at?
Who?
Black Lives Matter.
Yeah, what happened to them?
Where they at?
I think they might have took the funds and ran. That's usually what they do.
Where they at? Now you're chasing after some Huey P. Gun Club people.
They quarantining. They quarantining. Where was Black Lives Matter at when such and such happened? Oh, they was quarantining. It was under Corona. Oh, okay. Who told the Black Lives Matter people to quarantine? The same people that were shooting them? Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Same people that were shooting at you told you to go in the house. And you went right in the house. It's like, make up your mind, man. Make up your mind. Are they the enemy or are they your masters?
Yeah. You gotta pick one. You can't be both. So you have another one. Another one to go marching at. George Floyd murdered.
Say that again?
George Floyd murdered by the highwaymen. And here comes the marching picketers with the right to bear arms. The right to bear arms, marching guys. Here they come. They're on the way.
My mobile told me. She said, yeah, he got fired. I said, so he's going to sit at home and collect and get paid for killing one of us.
Yeah.
Good job. That's all he's going to do. But when he goes to court, it ain't going to be the same. Yes, it is. It's going to be exactly the same.
Mayor talking about them being terminated is the right call.
He said what?
Them being terminated is the right call. Now, remember when we were talking earlier about the karma? When we were talking earlier about the karma? And are they gonna get karma for the stuff that they do or whatever? Right? Now, he got murdered by the highwaymen, right? And then the mayor, who is the one that hires the highwaymen to protect the city, right? He's saying that the officers have been terminated. The article says Video shows Minneapolis cop with knee on neck of motionless man who later died. And then it said 4 officers fired after death of unarmed black man. 4 officers fired. Mayor says terminated.
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 Does he say 4 were terminated or just 1 were terminated?
4.
Oh, okay.
So because you know, mayor, he has his collar, so you already know he's in the lodge.
Oh
So
yeah, absolutely.
the Mason mayor knows that by saying terminated, they erase the karmic debt. Because they murdered somebody and they've been terminated. So everything balances out in the ethers. Because it doesn't matter what anybody else has to say. It matters what the mayor says because he's their boss, not the chief of police. Chief of police is under the mayor.
Yep. Says it right in Black File Dictionary, right underneath the word mayor. He's the head of the municipal corporation. That's the city and all of that crap.
Right? So that's how they eliminate. And then now, because they eliminated the karmic debt, now it's clean slate, right? Because eye for an eye. So everything's supposed to be even now. And then, but here come black guys coming to go take the karmic debt back that they just got relief from. Because you can't go up there talking crazy after they killed the guys who did it. There's a reason why the article people are telling you fired and the mayor said terminated. You look up terminated and you look up fired and you tell me if there's a difference. Remember, you're dealing with people who they know the game. You're dealing with people who know the game.
The European did a good job.
Yo, very good job. You're dealing with sorcerers. Now you can go watch the video on your own. Because that kneeling on a neck is only gonna break a neck. Like that's kneeling on the neck is gonna break a neck. That's just that simple. Especially all your body weight on a neck. A neck is fragile. Right?
Oh yeah.
Right? Abusive, excessive, and humane use of force was against property.
What?
I'm telling you, George Floyd is not a citizen. He's a Negro running away from the plantation. Got caught by the slave catchers. They put him on the tree. Remember, during the time of slavery, not everybody was getting that. There were free people walking around.
Oh, absolutely.
Why did the slave people not just do what the free people were doing? Same reason they don't do it today. Got free people walking around, call themselves Moors. Everybody else is on a plantation. You might call it a city, or a state or a country or whatever you want to call it, you're a slave on a plantation. And as Moors, we're trying to get you from your dead status so that certain energy is not even drawn to you. Now, again, they're going to talk crazy, but then they're saying that, there was some type of forgery or whatever going on now. I don't know. I wasn't there. What's going on? But no different than the jogger. Like, what's he doing around here? Like, how is it? Like, we tell Moors, when Moors get pulled over and stuff like that, we tell Moors, okay, why did you get it at that point in time? Because 5 minutes early or 5 minutes late, you would have missed those people and they wouldn't have seen you. So what energy were you exuding to make them, out of all these thousands of people on the street, pick you? How? How'd they pull you out of all these people? You weren't in tune enough. You were off balance because they got to you. Agent Smith got to you. Before you got to the phone, Agent Smith was at the phone. Like, where are you going?
Yeah.
And now you don't have a phone because you can't call, so now it's you and him now.
And don't think you can be in tune and be in tune for the wrong reason. So now you riding around talking about in your head being in tune. I wish they would pull me over. Yeah. I wish they would pull me over. Oh, there you go. Woo-hoo. That's all you hear. Yep. You was in tune. You in tune. And you called that upon yourself. You wanted to get pulled over. And when you got pulled over, it didn't go the way you thought it was going to go. So you got to control it. When you're in tune and you're in that, don't be thinking about getting pulled over. And I'm talking to everyone from experience. When the highwayman pulled me over, it was because Brother Yusuf was riding around with his plate. In my head, every second was, I wish they would pull me over. And your wish is my command. I was in tune. In my head, I put that whole thing together. I made myself get pulled over. Now, learning that and the power of the imagination and the studying that, I said, oh, now I don't even see them. I don't even see them. They don't exist.
Yep. They don't exist. That's where it has to be at.
They don't even exist.
That's where it has to be, where they don't exist.
And that's what I learned when I was like, oh, this is what this is about. Prophet told you it was divine. If you do the divine part, the national part is easy. It just falls into place. Mm-hmm. Once the divine is just the foundation, the divine is the foundation, the national just falls right in order. Boop, 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 boop. Mm-hmm. Because the divine is going to get you everywhere you need to get. Just by the divine aspect, you're going to get whatever you need to get. And just like seeing my boy back in the day when he get pulled over, he'll tell us, yeah, don't worry about it, man. We just gonna get a warning. And we'll be like, what? Maybe about that. He'll be like, yeah, don't worry about it. We just gonna get a warning. Get pulled over. Well, I'm just gonna let you guys with a warning. And he looking at us without everybody in the conveyance heart pounding, thinking everybody about to go to jail at this time back in the day. And because he was already on a divine aspect. He was the natural chaperone. He wasn't the crazy knucklehead. He was like, yo, we're gonna be all right. Y'all just calm down. We're gonna be all right. We're gonna be all right. Already on the divine aspect. We knew nothing what we know now. Yeah. And me and him we always talk about it too. It's like, yo, you never got into any trouble. Like, why didn't he was because he was always on a divine aspect. He was the one to calm everything down. Now we shouldn't go to this party. It was like, yep, all right, because we all knew he was the one. He was the one that'd say something, but he you get a feeling or something, we'll just follow that. We didn't even know what it was.
Yeah.
We didn't even know what it was, but we just knew.
But you seen it, you seen it happen too many times to say, okay, we gotta. Anytime he says something, we gotta take this serious or whatever.
Yep. Yeah. And that's when I picked up on. Okay, it's the divine national, and I was like, okay, I know what that really means. I've seen it. I know what that means. I know what that means.
And again, this is not, you know what I mean? Remember, keep in mind that we have our ministry of death lessons and all that stuff, so we're not even looking at death like how people look at it. We know what these people doing is messed up. We know that they shouldn't be doing this. So don't misinterpret anything that you hear here, thinking that we don't care about our people getting murdered in the street or whatever. No, we're telling you that there's an option. And it's time for you to start thinking and stop listening to these sellout leaders who have you getting murdered in the street. Because they're playing black games with you. And you keep thinking that it's somebody's racist against you. No. No nationality means civilly dead. Dead in the eyes of the law. If you're dead in the eyes of the law, then nothing else matters because everything's governed by law. Everything is governed by law.
Yep.
Don't forget, 9:30 Eastern time. MHHS Eyes Wide Open on Blog Talk Radio. Call in number 563-999-3403.
That's the new number?
Yeah. 563-999-3403. None of the old numbers work anymore, so don't even try. Islam to all the Moors worldwide. Honors to all the mothers.
Honors to all the mothers.
Honors to all the mothers.
I'm not trying to make this a competition thing or anything, but my mom is pretty dope.
Islam to mom dudes. Islam to mother, yo. Can't go wrong with mother. You know? So don't forget, you know, it's not we love our people. Unfortunately, what happened to George Floyd, just like unfortunate what happened to all the people in the 100 Years of Lynchings books. But the 100 Years of Lynching continues because your own keeps playing this black game and you have rights and all this type of stuff when you're not even a citizen of anything to even have any rights. And they're playing you. And Henry Clark told you, Dr. Ben told you, Dr. Kaba told you, Khalid told you, Malik al-Shabazz told you, Yassine Bey told you. Like, what more you want? You know, what more you want? Peace and love to all the Moors worldwide. All the open-minded, Negro, black, colored, unconscious Moors out there. Hopefully you got something from this to help you, you know, come to your senses. What are you going to say more?
Give honors to the Prophet, Double Jew Ali.
Free honors to the Prophet. He's the man. And then the music we were playing earlier, that was from our first CD, Theater of War. Theater of War, Henchmanati.
Yeah, I knew that was a throwback. I said, this got to be a classic right here.
Yeah, that was a throwback. That was definitely a throwback. So, we got one more of those, actually.
I love when you play that stuff because it let them know right before we smash it that, you know, we used to be on this stuff. Green Sheet used to be on that so-called Black Power wave. You know what I mean? Like when, like.
So it was the perfect. It was the perfect day.
You know what they talking about.
It was the perfect day to play it all. It's the perfect day to play it. Just so they know that before we were on the more science, we were on that Black Power stuff.
Yeah.
And we were on it for real, for real. You know, just like the More Science Temple, we had the building and all that with the library, the lecture hall, and all that. The kitchen in the back, we had all that. Right? Even as black guys.
Yep. Bug me out, telling me, talking about going to go fight skinheads. I said, oh, I was real.
Yeah, it was crazy. It was crazy.
No games.
Yeah, it was definitely crazy. Because, you know, it was just trying to prove you're black whatever. You know what I mean? Rep your black, African whatever. BS. You know what I mean? Because it wasn't even really like that with a brawl with the gang who was our brothers from across the street was worse than freaking us going up with some skinheads.
Right.
Nobody get bottle smashed in their face or whatever. Man might have got some punches in or something like that. There was nothing crazy. Box cutters and razor blade under the tongue and all this. You know what I mean? But yeah, so this is when we were Black Power. Islam Moors.
Hold snapping grip like frigid Arctic winds. Hold tightly around the enemy's throat. Black samurai trotting on missions at hand. Blazing razors cut so deep in adversaries pour their life out like water from broken clay jars. Maroon, descendants of Kemet tribes, both of the valleys and higher lands. Rastafari foot soldiers in 777,000-mile band. Thrash over Babylon's pagans, eradicate the heathens, to the surrendering knees in those queendom halls. Ancient tribal killers like whispered phrases manifesting before the unawares. Blushing red is a splatter that comes after, and off comes the heathen's head. Bullets and rockets cannot save you now. Fear is our precision. Wounds of 1,000 incisions. No doubt the last thought escaped their mouth and lights out. Unlike that cold, snapping grip, shadows of red and black seize the prey of fouldom. Straight to hell's fiery gates of eternal blackness. Forever they tumble the abyss. Hail Ali Selassie, Rastafari. My strength in battle we conquer and overcome.
Mankind's an ignorant race, shooting spaceships into space to study the mysteries of life. Search for God to stay safe, cause as a king approach a blackness, some of it fill up with slackness. Revolution, warmongers swarm the Vatican, overthrowing IMF invasions, royal families and masons, microchip installation, ill hunt United Nations, the house that is supreme. Triple X binary dreams fold a shell over the scheme. With cellular brain tissue beams, magnetic strips between the seams, and satellites approaching me, but in the place uncharted henchmanati. Go back to currents of the sea. I saw raging devils chasing me, so we resort to demolition, revolution tactics. See, mass confusion, jealousy. It's time we round up all the demon gods who preach lust for money. The kids of poverty, give up the stronghold, the currencies that be the property. A Babylonian high priest who jeopardized the lives of shallow-minded paganry and bloodthirsty cults with gateways to heaven. A website prophecies my mind is spaceship arm. Mr. Right pump too late. It takes a million to move me like King Kong in their movies. False believers burn at the stake. For heaven's sake, devil's fake. We never take. Who got 150 for them backwards and rolled them trees? We gotta get up out this old hellhole. I wrote a Sanskrit scroll. My body's titanium alloy with a lovely skin of dark gold. Paper clips are unfold to pick locks and open up the other 95%. I'm heaven sent amongst an ignorant race. Crown me king and hold your breath. I walk to the valley of shadows with a cloak of death. Light, yo, bloody wings, halos gleaming. Henchmen, life.
Y'all motherfuckers weak. Henchmen slay all disagreeable genes. A crypt supreme, two Gnostics in our speech. Apocalyptic speech, destroying underlings of the beast. Starting with the first beast, Nimrod, the soul of discord. The ignorant, impure, one with the true God. The most high, divine architect. Mr. Whispers, Ho Chi Minh, man, bring out the howitzer text. Aiming at the crucifix. Man, don't get me vexed. I put this dag in your neck and avenge Morley's death. Tap into my pineal gland and astral project. Commence to unfold, decode, Luciferian conspiracies, conspirators, disassembled, get disassembled, decommissioned, harvest the soul, get an armed soldier, royal archer, equals Trish Magistus, resurrect like Sekana Ray toward the second before I hit the dust, pulsate 144 volts and turn you to dust, nothing left but husk, and your husk will make you from the living, trains of the black nation, selling poison to your children and saving your children. Mankind, I'm vengeance driven. I'm slave bound, mammon, a poor face like Merlin, place him in my prism. IHF, microphone, archer, marksman, henchman. We don't dead, man, we stretch them. Barabbas knows this is a hit. Super Gods knows this is a hit. 5% God bodies knows this is a hit. Bulls, Jack and T Stack, Misfat knows this is a hit. Selassie established it so you can't overthrow it. Love, truth, justice, Ma'at, I'm in Ra, Rastafari, Morningstar, the Most High, pierces the night and your lies, overthrowing serpents under the skies.
You are an ignorant race. How foolish it is to believe that your kind rules the earth. Know now that you are not alone. There are unseen worlds which exist parallel to yours. Mankind.
Some we genetically bred for war. Just Magister is genetically bred for war. But I Ho Chi Minh, son, I'm genetically bred for war. They just one hatchet. Genetically bred for war. Kill them all, let God sort them out. Settle the score.
World's a camouflage, garage deception, mental destruction, alert enemy detection, mobilize henchmen, spreading microphone terrorism, electronic sound waves blessing, I'm wetting them, spreading visions like third world fishermen, on a mission to reinstate the legacies that was perverted and stolen, sword exposing multiple organ, all y'all sound boring, trapped in the ecosystem of murder and fornication, spit waves illuminate the mind, not mean sunlight, vampires ignite, day or night, dreams burn to this, soldiers secure the throne to this, race this, light paw, rise with the morning star, line raw, Kipura, Rastafari, Bonabati guy, all in former type, Selassie, I master my inner light, reaching higher heights, where devils get sliced and diced, kinda like Miss Me, when they play about wars on TV, population fall victim, my blade on slot, global war campaigns, when I aim to pain, seeing pain, I'm frozen the brain, combat is left vein, tones get claim, covers the floor like a chain, bells ring, don't stick to win, formulate my curl with divine trick, countermeasure, hate you so fast, these words are made, pump round after rounding you like a stick, cost your wig, use it as a headdress and place it on my flip rig, walk down your branches to prove my point, I'm supreme what, switching in, skip what, you fairy bone, you debone, you got no bone, you just bristle, Defcon 1, launch the missile, yeah, genetically bred for war, we 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 genetically bred for war, genetically bred for war, son, I'm genetically bred for war, genetically bred for war, he's genetically bred for war, I leave the crime scene with my war face painted in green, cops got no time to stop me or intervene, that's why I'm the devil killing machine, sometimes I'm fiend to dismember the head of the enemy that lurks in this and the dragon and the ego working as a
Instead of wanting to legalize, they just want me dead. Oh, that's what I read. If they chase me, I chase them. Like a never ending war, there's more to replace them. The only way to win is by destroying the main station. Manufacturing samples waiting for placement. Fire on your agents, this world that by nation. Living subterranean lives cause they face it. Prophesize rebel war, longer action taken. Watch that movie Soldier cause that's what they make it. It's all about pride, but you can't run a hide unless you choose suicide. Put a cap into my mind, access denied, leave your brains fried. Like 6,000 watts, punch to my fortune to keep you out, but at least you tried. If the ones that collide with Charlie Whispers, they're wanting your info, but that's like a doomsday asteroid touching down on the planet Earth. Watch with feel joy, riding off the crash course. Now it's time to destroy Babylon, toppling the empires to make way. What a night's to break day. I'm a night stalking IHF member, believe that. Mossad agents ease back. No remorse can stop me. Shot on sight, don't give me feedback. Yeah, genetically bred for war. We genetically bred for war. Cause we genetically bred for war. So we genetically bred for war. So we genetically bred for war. Genetically bred for war. So I'm genetically bred for war. Genetically bred for war.
Genetically bred for war. Hearts at the door. Glad killing scenes of rooting evil weeds. Rwanda massacring MCs. Rivers overflow with bodies. There's war gas compositions. Sporadic lava leaving 30-degree birds of blisters. Microphone condensing paper. Nuclear war and thunder. ICBMs erase ya. Full stance. Can't cage you. Move like a zombie in the trance. Hands. Through art of war. Fuck through. Anarchy becomes law and rule. Hell's breaking news. Commando start to crew. Initiate operation overthrow. RLA in camp on your banks. Twilight can we attack your flank? Leaving my mortar round. CCTJP. Kiss off the shells. Decimate compounds. 4540 cost. Renegade A1 mercenary cowboys. Short Jesus staff generals. Running out stranglers. Artificial destroy missions. Daytime, wartime executioners. Peacemakers. Hip-hop dictators. Transmitted forces. Fake distributors. Pink distributors. Global butcherers. Knowledge is a weapon. So henchmen, let's cripple their minds. They're the war now playing. And we ain't playing. Nor the way to slave. We're cold and frigid. Behold.
Hey, hey, Rastafari, I still see I Makanin, Judah like you know, Henchmanadi, fifth floor vibrations, T that style of Makanin. Check, man a soldier we say up no fear. Hail Rastafari, this him down to there. Kick down pressure we say out of here. Each one teach one, the closer will be there. Train, man a soldier we say up no fear. Hail Rastafari, this him down to there. Kick down pressure we say out of here. Each one teach one, the closer will be there. Natty dreadlocks, this ras never scared. Never clean shave, always have a beard. Burn Babylon, now we no care, man a soldier. Have to move wise in a Bobby, true ready in a Bobby. Bobby always watching rubbing a tea in a Bobby. Firm them can't budge me now. Train yourself to take guns out of holsters. The front kneecaps and dislocate all your shoulders. Train your son, train your daughter and your wife. Heal things and I say I alone, that's for life. Man a soldier, we say have no fear. Hail Rastafari, this him down to there. Kick down pressure, we say out of here. Each one teach one, the closer will be there. Man a soldier, we say have no fear. Hail Rastafari, this him down to there. Kick down pressure, we say out of here. Each one teach one, the closer will be there.
Shiva Stone. Shiva Stone. From his mouth comes a sharp sword, so that with it he may strike down the nation, and he will rule them with a rod of iron, and he treads the winepress of the fierce wrath of God, the Almighty. And on his robe and on his thigh, he has a name written, King of Kings and Lord of Lords.
Yeah, man, only Emmanuel I last year, Rastafari. Yeah, man, slow bad vibes, you know. Come to kill off bad vibes in your love places. This is a spiritual warfare. Like in a mental beware. Judge them, Judah, judge them. Them a buck up in a feed them judgment. Judge them, Judah, judge them. Them a buck up in a feed them judgment. Vanity them go grab at. Them now a come a Congress and hold them Sabbath. Corruption consume them heart. Righteousness defend from the Gideon start. A vanity them go grab at. Them now a come a Congress and hold them Sabbath. Corruption consume them heart. Righteousness defend from the Gideon start. How you feel sell coke on the Sabbath? How that? How you a work for Satan pay? Badness you a shoot and you not do no good. That's not Melchizedek way. Another lamb to the slaughter when I hold no order. Rasta come to conquer the day. When the sun just a peeking, bubble over the sheep. Words on the wicked gets laid.
I something ganja to make me feel nice.
Yeah! Henchman ID! 2005. 2005, this is the year of 7. The Al-Kabbalah Nation. Make the moves. Here we go. Nigger, have you any cotton? Yes, sir, 3 bags, I got them. 1 for you, master, 1 for your wife. 1 so I don't get whippings at night. Now run along, nigga, to the pig pits. I get the pig meat, you get the grits. Now give me some chickens, cook them up sweet. I get the chicken meat, you get the feet. I get the drumstick, you get the back. I get the chicken thigh, you get the neck. Now give me a cow, make it a male. I get the ox, you get the oxtail. Make soup with it, nigga. Make soup. Make soup with it, nigga. Make soup. Y'all don't see what this is. Chocolate bars represent black penises because the veins on the top are chocolate grooves and inside is all of the creamy nougat and nuts. Take a closer look to see more. Baby Ruth uses Wonder Bar to score. Mr. Big Snickers telling you to eat more. Women are from Venus, men are from Mars. Bars is a bounty on a black man. Think about it the next time eating a pig slab. Is it farm fresh or fresh from the lab? Animals can't reproduce as fast as the human race eats them. Do we really need them? Humans. Leave the animals, they're gentle. Why do McDonald's sausages taste like metal? Your whole life, they've done nothing but confuse you. How many people see your meat before you do? The grower, the killer, the dead animal skinner, the guy that cleans up all the goods, puts them in the container. That's how you get your hot dogs. It's not a fantasy. The guy that packs the truck, the guy that drives the truck to the factory, the guy that takes it off the truck, the butcher separates the pieces, the tester tests the pieces to make sure the pieces please him. The pickers, the packers, the label stickers, the wrappers, the people that restock the truck with meat up to the rafters, the guy that drives the truck from the factory to the store, the guy that takes it off the truck after it reaches port, the guy that puts it in and says you have a week to eat it, the guy that puts it on the truck after the meat reaches and you come along and eat it. And the really scary fact is that flesh stays fresh for a day and a half. So let's fry grits and chitlins in the skillet. Animal meat starts to rot the moment that you kill it. And the tap water, they say it's clean and wet as hot water, smell like shaving cream. What's that thick creamy white stuff on your Cinnabon? There is literally a little McDonald's in everyone. It's poison, but when you eat it, you don't think it. Most of you don't sniff Coke, but you drink it.
He is the creator and sustainer of all the worlds.
Mosai.
These worlds are known
Selassie,
or unknown to mankind.
Yo, slavery's over, but the White House still has black servants to kill AIDS, crusade, say
Africans sleep with virgins.
They do it cause to them colonizers are the truest. Even though we outnumber them and our blood's royally the bluest. Falashes are true Jews, some rather be Jewish. Celebrating mitzvah when they're actually priests for Judas. Clowns compete on the street for whose shoes the newest. Most blacks are like Stacey Dash in that movie Clueless. Don't even know, through here we know blacks were the first Buddhists. They're first everything, but we're treated the rudest. I'm being modest, weak human attributes make you a moodist. IHF Jack, your shit, you're a pussy all if you sue this. I don't dance, so don't expect me to lean back unless I'm in driver with my wife smoking a black weed, not the green batch. Red hot priest cloak, black rap, peep the green sash. We represent kings and empresses. We resurrecting sambos, they need to get slashed. Drawing the verbal cutlass, heathens time for cut ass. Or I'll just hold out on giving Hochi backwards and let your face get butt off. Jesus Christ, Latter-day Saint missionaries tell them fuck off. Bill Cosby verbally lashing out at blacks. I tell the fools to shut up. Read about English servitude and the Elizabethan era. To say we were part of African slave trade is an error. We were part of the European slave trade passed down to terror. Blacks into thinking they were savages and never had it together. It was Moors that made cavemen switch from animal hide to sweaters. Told them bathing more than 4 times a day makes you smell better. For thanks, our knowledge is hidden in think tanks while they serve us Berettas. We're not fretters, we're waiting for the Most High to get us. Most High, please set us on sons of Satan and devilish spies. Play R&B as like juicy fruit and I smash the guitars. Snoop got girls miming in black and white videos looking like retards. Living in luxury while starving black children eat tree bark. I make these rapping acts in Hollywood punks really see stars.
He is the creator and sustainer of all the worlds, whether those worlds are known or unknown to mankind.
Yeah, drew the line, you know. So you got to, and so you got to, and so you got to. Yeah, got to know the truth. Said you got to know the truth, different from the lie. Got to know the lowest, different from the most high. Got to know the road where you all are trod. Tell them take it easy, don't you get too high. Got to know the truth, different from the lie. Got to know the lowest, different from the most high. Got to know the road where you all are trod. Tell them take it easy, don't you get. Well, if you drive and you don't look out for the sign to get lost, same thing will happen if you keep this the boss. Flaming colors and I'm easy to spot. Hot like flames and fire and gas. Strong on the weed, good on the bad. Have to love Punani, yeah man, have to bun bad. Rude boy no rude me up, bad boy no bad me up. Killer no kill me up, life I'm trying to live it up now. Mix and I mingle with them. Stay on my house and beat the drum on them. Real Selassie, I am up. Fuck with him, you fucked up. Excuse my bad words up, but they're only getting worse. So you got to know the truth.
He is the creator and sustainer of all the worlds,
yes,
whether those worlds are known or unknown to mankind.
Scientology fiction. Star Trek Generation Engaged. Hey yo, breathe before you have your breath taken away and send your body on that death escapade. Cause told you just today, another brother lost his life today with no promise of where his thoughts would lay. Fire and the cause of an AK that spray. Another child starving. Who's to blame? So much more than just merely a thought decayed. Rims keep spinning. It's a dirty game. Scarface inspired without the Hollywood fame. Steeped in imperfection. It's all a part of my name. Lousy flows don't stay the same. Yeah, because I agree that we're spiritual beings that possess the will to kill black. But let's reverse that, cause black and black just hurts black. Let's reverse that. Let's reverse that. Yeah, I agree that we're spiritual beings that possess the will to kill black. But let's reverse that, cause black and black just hurts black. Yo, I sit back, pondering, watching the subway blow by. How much closer are we to that vanilla sky? A governing body silence us with legislation, enforce it with socially constructed falsification. Another proclamation, bombarded like access or information. More access for the poor nations chasing. Glamorized, targeted just like the black nation.
Viscerally empowered like the black nation. Laser milk 2%, purification for your mind's lactification. Military facing, future lace with nanochiptations. Sorts of nigga type racing. Call it judgment, man. Good people waiting. Self-destruction of the wicked, ain't it totally cool? Cause I don't have a Bentley or Benz, I'm labeled a fool. Better yet, categorize me as a Garvey, the better yet a mule. Cause I transport my cargo without a transport for the lyrical genocide. That's what I provide for the wicked. I feed them the truth till they puke like supersize. They need a new disguise.
Stupid. Y'all don't know. Tell him, please don't get me pissed. 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 Sellouts and sambos. At first I give you hype trap, please. You're on the type to coke squares to slice their wrist. Got my youths and their friends lying upon that fist. Don't think I let my people hear your lies or believe it. Devil's been feeding us poison and keeping our knowledge secret. Comes like veggies are cloned from insect DNA. Before we kill the oppressors, we wanna kill the DJ. Don't get me pissed. Hope you don't play that. And if you ain't about revolution, then you get no playback. Recorded in studios from digital to 8-track. Flipping flows like Paul's wig and flapjack. Huey Heights, yo, it's still easy to snap. White bitch calls me grumpy old man, bullshit and crap. Kissing teeth more than Harriet. Where's my arc? I'll carry it. On the same Malcolm X, my shell, I buried it. I even have red nappies and they see it in the sunlight. Send all the samples and sell out to the front line to fight. So when they get wiped out, we have no more weaklings. I rep red, black, gold, and green, but no pink. Don't piss me off.
Please don't get me pissed. All y'all punk ass coaches don't get me pissed. All your weak-hearted cowards don't get me pissed. All your bosses trying to fuck with me don't get me pissed. I thank God I got away with past crimes and cold streets. Black lines provide heat. Aim for police. No peace in the city filled with gritty-minded troopers. The truth is we used to be happy, blowing super. Shit was so sweet, now we ice grilling. Cause the situation got us going through some trite living. I express it on the right rhythm. Stand behind my boss like prison. The players, everything snipe vision. I'm quite different from the average. Thug savage. Run ravage through this matrix, move like Morpheus. Can't believe the images stain on your corneas. I bear my soul for the audience. This is one page in a portfolio of an artist came through the carnage. Paying homage to the OGs and vets that paved way in this game. From the grains of the slave for war chains in our name. Times are rougher, people suffered to raise up. Blood and tears, rugged years, yeah. The beats will snuff ya, to break it down like ball busters. These politicians been treating us like motherfuckers. Santino, please don't get me pissed. Please don't get me pissed. My last man, please don't get me pissed. You know what to say? Please don't get me pissed. Fantino, please don't get me pissed. Cause I noticed that you on gay floats to get more votes. They don't racially profile on my block. But Flash got shot in his back by a white cop like I'm a yellow. But that was years back. Nowadays, Fantino wants me to think he has my back. I think not. Cause your man on horseback look like overseers. I carry a band dancing with the black single mothers. Looking for gang bandanas, my colors are red, green, and black with gold fringes. Where judgment begins, I pop puppet strings and give them like Pinocchio. Got the empresses in videos dancing up like silly hoes, but you're in front of the line and to the banner. What you trying to fool? Shut up, fool. I see your folly trips with no scanner. Believe me, they wanna hang gay flags and erase graffiti. Don't want me pissed seeing two men kiss and holding hands like a couple. The pumpy making these buckle. When you fall like Comty, I laugh or I chuckle. Whether it's legalized or not, let me spark this flip. God damn it, there's no way that I'll let you get me pissed. Please don't get me pissed. Please don't get me pissed. My last man, please don't get me pissed. Santino, please don't get me pissed. Batimandem, please don't get me pissed. Please don't get me pissed.